to go? And do you wake up without any control? Love, it's not the answer, it's a mindset. The question's not about who, it's how you find. But your mother can be hated, 'cause she told me that you're crazy, and I knew I couldn't hear it when you talked about your feelings, going telling all your secrets. Ooh, babe, I won't believe it. You got nothing but a feeling. You got nothing but a feeling for your love. So I got lost, got weak in the knees, got botched like a fucked up lip surgery. And the dentist I was telling me to floss my teeth. And I'm running out of Oxycontin, yeah. And I'm running out of good options, yeah. And I don't know what I really wanted, yeah. And fuck, I think I lost my wallet. Fuck, I think I lost my wallet. Fuck, I think I'm getting hotter. Whoa, where does it go? And do you have the answer to my question, baby? I don't know. But your mother can be hated, 'cause she told me that you're crazy, and I knew I couldn't hear it when you talked about your feelings, going telling all your secrets. Oh, babe, I won't believe it. You got nothing but a feeling. You got nothing but a feeling for your love. We settle it, we'll settle this now. Let's settle this while you're still in town. Let's settle this, let's settle it now. Ooh, why you are still in town? I don't even know where to start with you. Don't know what's going on. Ooh, baby, take me higher and higher. And I don't even know where to start with you. Don't know what's going on. Oh, baby, take me higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. We're getting fired tonight, oh, baby. Quit your chest so we can go skate on ice. Then we're getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, baby. Woo! Thank you. I'm gonna tune my guitar really quickly. Cool. Amazing. This next song I'm going to play is called Disco Man. He likes his cherries when they're maraschino. He likes his movies when they're Tarantino. He never stops, he's always ready to go. Gas station glasses on his way to Rio. And yeah, he get it. Ooh, ooh. We got drunk, I don't regret it. Ooh, I said that he's a disco man. He's got a lot of fiscal plans, and I told him he could kiss my hand if he made me at the disco. I said that he's a disco man. He's got a lot of fiscal plans, and I told him he could kiss my hand if he made me at the disco. And he's never tongue-tied, he's alright. Whoa, ha! I was just in black tie with white guys. Whoa, woo! Naked in the sunshine, the tan lines. Hey, and he wasted all his money, but he's never been a waste of time. Oh, I said that he's a disco disco plans, and I told him he could kiss my hand if he meet me at the disco. I said that he's a disco man. He's got a lot of fiscal plans, and I told him he could kiss my hand if he meet me at the disco. Yeah, he get it. And we got drunk, I don't regret it. Hey, ooh, yeah, we get it, yeah, he get it. And we got drunk, I don't regret it. So that he's a disco man. He's got a lot of fiscal plans, and I told him he could kiss my hand if he meet me at the disco. So that he's a disco man. He's got a lot of fiscal plans, and I told him he could kiss my hand if he meet me at the disco. Ooh, but on fire, but on fire, but on fire, but if we 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 on fire. Said that he's a disco man, and he's got a lot of fiscal plans. I told him he could kiss my hand if he'd meet me at the disco. Thank you. I hope everybody's doing really well today. I'm up in Northern California. I've got a lot of fires and smoke going on up here right now. So my voice is nice and hoarse and sexy. Cool. All right, I'm going to play one more song. This song is called Shoddy. And it's for all my fellow vertically challenged people out there. Shawty knows she fun, Shawty feeling lonely, Shawty picking on me while I'm picking up her laundry. Shawty wanna kiss me like she kissing on a daddy. Shawty wanna love me, but only when she likes me. What do I do when my baby gets over? Take her miles away. I let them down right before he can haunt you. I'll take you miles away. Like, where did you go? I wish I could find another way to tell you that you're not alone. I wish I could find another way to tell you I'm standing on the porcelain, eating at a Bennigan's. I'm trying to find a way back in. Like, where did you go? Where did you go? Hey, Shawty knows she funny, Shawty feeling lonely. Oh, Shawty picking on me while I'm picking up her laundry. Hey, Shawty wanna kiss me like I'm kissing on a daddy. Yeah, Shawty wanna love me, but only when she likes me. Okay. I want that poke, look it. I wanna rim bow on the sidewalk. Got a freaky freak out when the lights off. I got plenty of things, I'm playing plenty of games. I'm good at picking your brain and why you're getting paid, and I'll make them bank. Your money stinks, we're gonna love it away. Where did you go? I wish I could find another way to tell you that you're not alone. I wish I could find another way to tell you I'm standing on the porcelain, eating at a Bennigan. I'm trying to find a way back in. Like, where did you go? Oh, hey, Shawty knows she funny, Shawty feeling lonely. checking on me while I'm picking up a laundry. Shawty wanna kiss me like I'm kissing on a daddy. Yeah, Shawty wanna love me, but only when she likes me, likes me. Ba-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Yeah. Shawty, now she found me. All right, thank you guys so much. My name is Remy Wolf, and I'm very happy to be here. And I hope you guys have fun playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster Tournament. Thank you.
And welcome to OMEN Underground live from PAX Arena. Today's event will be a tournament. We have 8 players competing for a single prize. They will be competing over 6 rounds in total to see who will be crowned the champion and take home those final prizes. Along with the tournament, we have some very special guests who you may know, you may have heard of. Atiba Jefferson and Tony Hawk themselves will be here to answer some questions about the game. Before we get started though, I'd like to give a huge shout out to OMEN who have made this whole thing possible. Today's tournament is also powered by the latest OMEN products, and each player is playing on an OMEN 15 laptop powered by the 10th generation Intel processors. So they are well set up to give out a great performance today, and OMEN themselves have also provided cool prizes for the players themselves as well as for everyone at home watching. So if you're in the chat, stay tuned and get ready for your chance to win. Now, without further ado, let's bring in Tony Hawk. I am sure he needs no introduction for many of you watching right now, but I'm still going to ask him a couple of questions. First up, thank you so much for joining me, Tony.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, let's start at the beginning, and the reason why we're here is, of course, the remake of the games 1 and 2, which have created a huge wave of tugging at the heartstrings for a lot of people who were playing the originals, but I guess also a lot of people that have joined, only recently. For you personally, you've been been there from the start and seen this whole thing evolve and kind of explode over the last 20 years. What's it been like seeing the excitement for the new release?
It's been overwhelming. There have been some diehard fans that have been requesting this for years. And so I knew there was a lot of pressure going into it, that we would have to deliver what they would expect. But the response has been overwhelmingly positive. And I'm just so thankful that people still have a fondness for the series and that we can bring it to a new generation of gamers too.
Absolutely. I've also noticed that it was very important to get like representation of a lot of different people from all walks of life in the game. How important was it for you to show that, you know, skating and gaming is for everybody, and it's also very visible in the re-release?
Absolutely. I think my goal was more to celebrate the diversity of skating, not just gaming, and that skating is for everyone. It's very inclusive, and you know, it was considered more of a white sport in its early days, but has come to grow into something that is universal and all walks of life. And I really wanted to be inclusive with our roster as well. And so I'm really excited about the new skaters that we've included in the game, as well as the original roster.
Well, skating itself has obviously evolved a ton in the last 20 years and even before that, of course. But can you say anything that you've noticed recently that has impressed you or that has caught your eye about the development in skating?
Well, in skating continues to evolve. So that's what I've always loved about it. It doesn't matter how far you get in skating, there will always be something new to learn or some way to improve your technique. So that's what drew me in the first place. Was just like there was this blank canvas and you can paint it however you want and still be part of the community. So I believe that the games, like Atiba said, have influenced skating these days, where people think, wow, you could do these tricks into a combination into the other tricks. I mean, it's really more about the linking of the tricks. But skating is, if you had told me 20 years ago the things that were happening now would be real life, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, it is crazy. Also kind of the rise of social media, something which was much less a thing 20 years ago and is now everywhere. Also makes that people can just share things more easily, pick up new things, also get famous in an instant if they do something crazy in the rink. So how has that influenced kind of the hobby of skating, but also the culture of skating becoming more widespread and known?
Well, that's leveled the playing field, because in the past, even 20 years ago, you kind of had to live near the hub of skateboarding, which was Southern California for the most part, or Northern California, or maybe New York. But if you lived anywhere else, it was almost impossible to get coverage. It was impossible to get noticed. You had to really move yourself and go try to chase that dream. Nowadays, you can do it from wherever you are, because social media is such a huge influence, is such a huge factor in what's going on. And I think it's awesome because everyone can be a creator, and if you really have good content, you're going to get noticed, and you can do it from wherever you are. And so there is no we got to go move to the West Coast and chase that dream. It's like, no, just do it right here. Do it in your hometown. Just be creative.
Yeah, for sure. And for the people who may not be too good in real life, they could play the games as well. Even though I know there's a lot of skaters, of course, who play, but there's also people who were like, well, I can't do this in real life, or I'm afraid to try. And then they play the game and then they end up trying it. Do you know of any of those stories? And is it cool for you to know that through the game, you have been able to motivate people to try it in real life and maybe even become real good?
Oh, that was the most unexpected advantage of the game when it came out. I thought that the game would be appreciated by the skate crowd and maybe inspire some skaters to buy a game console. But what I didn't expect was that it was going to inspire a whole generation of people to try skating. And there are many successful pros to this day that started skating because of the game, including Shane O'Neill, who is now featured in the game.
Exactly. That's really crazy to see. When it comes to yourself as a gamer, how would you describe yourself? And are you any good?
I would describe myself as someone who gamed at the time when gaming first started. So I played the arcade games, Pac-Man, Missile Command, at the arcade in my hometown. then went into the first home consoles like a television, Super NES. By the time that the new generation of gaming came around, I was pretty just focused on THPS because I have a lot of kids, and I wish I had the time to game the way that other people do, but that's just not in the cards for me. So these days, it's either our game in the development process or on live streams, or it's Mario Kart with my daughter.
Oh,
that's
amazing.
The extent of my game.
And are your kids beating you?
Not at my game, but my daughter has recently crossed over to beating me in Mario Kart, and it's devastating because when you're my age, you pride yourself on, playing that kind of game through the years, through all the different versions. And then when your 12-year-old daughter starts kicking your ass, it's rough.
Yeah, it must be humbling, I guess, as well. When it comes to kind of the skating skills, of course, your son Riley is wildly successful, also has a spot in the game. What's it been like for you to see him? I'm not going to say take over the torch because you're still killing it, but, seeing him develop in that way.
It's been really fun. I'm proud of him for chasing skateboarding because there was a lot of pressure on him when he was younger because of my name. And I think that sort of turned him off to try to pursue skating as a career. But at some point, he realized that most of his close friends love skating, and he did have his own style. And so he embraced that, and he really just ran with it. So when people consider his type of skating, it's definitely not my type of skating. It's not like people can even make comparisons these days. And I'm proud of him for forging his own way. And it's just really fun. I mean, to share this profession with him, but have completely different ways of doing it is refreshing. And it's funny because people say, oh, do you guys skate together a lot? I'm like, no, he's out skating big handrails and sets of stairs and ledges, and I'm right here on my ramp. So our lines don't cross a whole lot.
I can see that. He does have a big example to look up to. And you are also you've been so important in making people realize that if they're skating, they can make it a career, and the sky is the limit, really. How do you feel about the fact that you've opened up that path, not just for people like your son or people that are close to you, because that's, almost a given that they'd be inspired to do that, but for so many people around the world?
I never really imagined it. I guess for me, in terms of making it a career, that was all a nice surprise. When I started skating, being a professional skateboarder was not a dream that people were aspiring to because there was no living to be made from it. And so as I got older and did make a living at it, all of that was more incidental to just allowing me to skate for a living, because at some point you reach an age of adulthood and you're supposed to find a job. And I got very lucky in that when I reached my adult age, that skating was suddenly more popular than ever, and I was able to make a living just doing that. And I would say the same for gaming, especially streamers these days, where that was just a hobby, something fun to do, and suddenly it became a career. And it's not like they were streaming or playing games in their youth thinking, this is what I'm going to do for a living. And I think that kind of success is probably the most cherished because you're doing what you love for a living. It's not like you said, I'm going to be a pro basketball player, I'm going to make millions of dollars, and that's what's happening, because the goal is not the success, the goal is the excess. And for us, the goal was just to be able to do it and not have to do another job to pay our bills.
Yeah, I identify with that in terms of gaming. I started 10 years ago, and I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. I was writing articles and stuff about competitions, and there were a lot of voices saying, well, you're an adult, you're going to graduate, you need to get a mainstream 9-to-5 job. But it does pay off to follow your dreams. Final question, what do you think about kind of the explosion of gaming and streaming in general, because it is absolutely everywhere, and a lot of it started with so many people who started playing your games back in 1999?
It's fascinating. I've always been a big fan of new technology, all through my childhood, my adult, and I mean, if anything, the only reason I wanted to make money was just buy new gadgets at some point in my life. And so watching how everything has come of age, everything's online, people are streaming and making a living at it. It's more like, I always imagined something like that would be happening, but I didn't know if I'd be able to see it in my lifetime. And so I think that's what's really fun for me. I mean, I'm a fan of technology. Game streaming is beyond me. My first Twitch stream was last week.
Well, I'm hoping that you will do more Twitch streams. It was very entertaining. I'm sure tons of people would watch. Thank you so much, Tony.
Sure, thank you.
No problem. Welcome back, everyone. I know we're all jonesing to see some games and we're getting very close, but before we get into the competition, a quick reminder that today's tournament is powered by the latest OMEN product. And in fact, each player right now is playing on an OMEN 15 laptop powered by 10th generation Intel processors. Now, I have one of my own. They are awesome. You can do a lot of work on them as well as play. And I definitely hope that it will benefit the players who are competing today and makes them, play even better, because it's for a grand prize. It looks fantastic. And on top of that, we have an exclusive today because OMEN is also announcing 3 brand new wireless accessories. There you can see them, and I hate those pesky cables as much as you do, so I'm super excited for these new products. We have the headset, as you can see it there, the OMEN Frequency wireless headset. It does have environmental noise canceling mic, because you know how annoying it can be when you're at a LAN party. I hope those come back soon. You want to make sure that everyone can hear you as well as when you're working. There's also the keyboard, the OMEN Spacer TKL wireless keyboard, as well as the OMEN Vector wireless mouse. Now we can see the keyboard right there. It has Cherry MC Brown mechanical switches. I myself do prefer a mechanical keyboard, so this one looks amazing. And as far as a wireless mouse goes, it has the world's fastest USB-C charging gaming mouse in the business. Now let's move on to the part that we have all been waiting for. It is time for some games. As a reminder, today's tournament is comprised of 8 players from all across North America. And how the tournament will work is that in each round, they will be playing 5 game modes on a single map. Then the score after each map will award them with points. They will be tallied, and the player with the least amount of points at the end of each map will be eliminated. So it's a pretty simple setup. We're going to see a lot of skating. And with all of that said, we're going to send it over to our casters, Fickle and Cup and Noodle, to kick things off.
Thanks so much, Shocks. My name is Fickle, and I'm joined by the lovely Cup and Noodle as we are here for the very first OMEN Underground Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Don't forget the 2. tournament, as we will be deciding who the best of our 8 competitors will be taking home a prize package sponsored by OMEN that include these lovely headsets we're wearing right here. So Cup of Noodle, if you want to introduce yourselves to the audience.
What's up, everyone? I'm Cup of Noodle, and I'm looking forward to seeing what these skaters have in store for us today, what the players are going to be doing. I'm curious to see who they pick. I'm curious to see how they do in the stages. I'm curious to see who remembers how to manual after all these years.
It has been quite a long time since the original Tony Hawk 1. I think it's almost been 2 decades since that was released, and it's been quite some time. I know myself personally, I've played almost every single Tony Hawk series, all the way back from 1 up to THPS 5, which is more recently than later, but this is a fantastic addition to the franchise. And as we'll be pulling up here, I think we're going to be starting off on Downtown, which is the loose recreation of Minneapolis. So here we go, Trick Attack. First player to have the highest score at the end of the round will be taken away. And so we're going to be starting off here with Liz.
I'm curious to see what they do, because Downtown is it's a bigger stage. So mapping is going to be a big deal, knowing where you can land the best tricks, get the most air. It really comes down to how you map it out when you first start off. Yeah,
Downtown is one of the largest maps in the pool, and it's very hard to get a large base to start off with, but it seems like Telmo over here is 50k with a 27 multiplier. It's pretty good so far. So, we hit that lamppost, but he'll take that land. That's 1.7 mil already.
I got a little nervous when he hit it. I thought he was going to bail. It hurts when you get the big scores, but you end up bailing at the end. So I'm curious to see who's gonna go for it and put a little too much into it.
Yeah, this is the first time we've actually seen these skaters, and we have to see what score line is actually acceptable, because I mean, depending on your skill level, sometimes you even struggle hitting the 6 score on the main tour mode. But with these skaters, I'm thinking probably in the millions is where we're aiming for here.
Oh, Carlos is ready. It's funny, I started this off saying I want to see who can manual, and it's nothing but reverts and manuals just nonstop. And I'm excited to see what they have in store for us.
Yeah, and something to notice here that the mode for Trick Attack is only 2 minutes long, and we are playing under the quote-unquote casual settings. So there's no infinite overtime, which is actually something really important to point out here. They're only going to have an extra 30 seconds at the end of regulation to finish their combos, and if you don't land before time runs out, you actually do not get those points added to your score. So that's something that you have to consider. Even if your combo is still going at 0-0, traditionally you have the entire infinite overtime, even in score attack and regular modes. But here we're cutting it off at 30 seconds because we know that some of these guys and gals could probably continue that.
They can keep it going forever.
Yeah, way longer than
I'm
what we
trying
have
to see
time
who's
for.
going to keep it safe or who's going to test their luck. Here we go.
Seems like Skate Ace, 27 seconds here. He's landed. Seems like Diana's down. She's already put up her score. So has gym leader Nathan over there as well. Ooh, actually a bailout there for 31,000 for Liz. Unfortunate.
That may hurt. I don't think they'll have the time to bring that back. We have Justin going for it. He has about 5 seconds left.
Oh!
A $500,000 bail. That hurt me too. I felt it.
Oh, it feels bad, man. I was
curious to see who was going to get greedy. I knew someone would, but it's just our first round, so we kind of get to see what everyone has in store, what they're bringing to the table. Should be a really good competition.
So I think that Telmo actually came out on top of there. It's like a 12.1 million score line. So he's putting up a good number there. I think 12 million is really respectable, even for Trick Attack.
That's insane to me. 12 million, that's one of those. You get a Tiger Woods at the end for 12 mil. That's crazy.
Small fist pump right there. So there's a small little gap in between these maps, as we will be playing 5 different modes on each map. And so the next one's going to be Score Challenge. And Score Challenge, actually, if you blink, you might miss it because the setting is only to 150,000. And these guys were putting up millions of score for the previous one. So who can hit it first? And there we go. You blink and you missed it. Look like Tyler's already
all it takes is one combo. That's
yeah.
all. It doesn't take much to do it. So everyone keep your eyes open.
So I believe the score attack for each level is actually the 6 score for the traditional mode, which is usually set somewhere between 150k and 200k. And so for these competitors, that's like nothing. So there's actually kind of a meta there that you want to start off with somewhat of a base and only get it to like 15 multiplier before you actually land, because you're really not going for a large combo or a huge score
Just
line.
enough to get it done first.
Exactly. And Tyler walked away with that very, very quickly.
Very quickly.
Literally only 10 seconds. So that's something that you'll probably see going forward. So when you see score challenge or even combo challenge, be expecting that. Oh, speak of the devil right there. Combo challenge is up. So let's see what the threshold is. Yeah, only 100,000 combo. And that was literally maybe 10 seconds. So I'm thinking it's going to happen again.
That's it. Tyler was ready, but it's not going to take much for these because, like you said, it's very easy to get these multipliers, and they know what they're doing. They are the pros.
Right, exactly. And so up on next is actually going to be Combo Mambo, and then followed by that, by process of elimination, is Graffiti. So I think that Graffiti is most likely my favorite mode because it actually has the most skill expression with how you set your line and how long you can keep it going. But Combo Mambo I think is my second favorite because it really shows the skill to keep a really long line going. And so if you have any tips for home about like where to start combos for anybody that's like has played Tony Hawk before, or maybe they have not played it in a while, like where would you start your combo?
Most of mine come off the grind. So if I could get something going, get a little speed, I'll try to grind off manual into something. And then from there, try to get my momentum, whether it be on a half pipe or just coming off of a ramp. And then from there, we're just building, trying to either revert or manual to keep it going.
Yeah, and so notice how these guys and gals, they're doing flips in between each manual to keep their multiplier up, because every single kick flip, every single hard flip, half a mil bail there for that competitor.
It hurts me. I'm just gasping. Oh my, okay.
So something also about Combo Mambo is like if you bail early, it's really not that big a deal because you can keep the combo going. I think a respectable combo is gonna last no longer than 2 minutes anyway. So an early bail on Combo Mambo is not that hard to come back from. And so we got Prodigy right here with a 32 base and 25 multiplier. That's pretty respectable. Okay, and an 862,000.
Yeah.
That puts him in second place right there. Back to it seems like Tyler is in the lead thus far.
Killing it. Yeah.
He was our score attack and combo challenge winner. So he's almost looking to win 3 in a row here, but 53 seconds left. It's really good.
6 million bail.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Telmo actually was the winner of our trick attack mode, so he probably can put up big combos here. And it seems like he's got a good line going here. He's just going back and forth between those quarter pipes.
He knows his route. He knows it well.
Exactly. That's actually something of very like high level Tony Hawk is you have these like set lines, and they're like handcrafted to extract all the points in a level without losing much of your balance or grind meter. So be expecting Telmo, especially look for him to be like following the same line every single time. It looks easier than they make it, or it looks harder than they make it, but look at him. He's just going back and forth between these quarter pipes.
Exactly where to be. And I think after a while, I mean, you just kind of, you know what you're doing, you know what's going to get you the big points, and you just run it to the ground.
Yeah, Cyballa currently in the lead and also has a nice combo going. Cyballa is actually Telmo, what we're spectating right here, right now. So he's actually in the lead, and not only that, he has the biggest combo line going. The next closest one would be Tyler, 40 base, 32 multiplier. I mean, Cyballa has like double the base and almost the same equal multiplier. So if he could land it right now and probably just take it home. Yeah, exactly. And again, we're not playing the like competitive mode for the online, so there's only a 20 or 30 seconds overtime for each one of these maps. So even if he has to land that, look at that, 6.8 million. Tyler's behind at 3.8 million, so Cyballa, aka Telmo, pretty much double the score line. Is going to take first place in that one. And so the last one we have is Graffiti, which is actually my personal favorite. So if you've never ever played a Graffiti mode in Tony Hawk before, you're going to see something a little colorful on the map. So each player is assigned a color that they will be able to quote unquote tag each part of the map. So any rail you grind, any vert you ramp off of, any manual sometimes in certain areas, those points will be attributed to a certain piece on the map. So the goal of the game, the objective, is to try to hit as many different and unique objects in one combo, because when you land that combo, each one of those pieces is tied to the overall score of the total combo. So it's a little bit confusing, but I'm sure you'll get the hang of it once you start seeing these guys trick out.
I just want to make sure everyone realizes, in order to win, if you want to take someone's Graffiti spot, you have to beat their score. And it just keeps going. And I'm curious to see, as far as their lines and their routes, if they're all hitting the same area, because then it's going to turn into the battle of the score.
And you might not see huge numbers come up first, but as we see that Skate Ace taking 8 pieces, there's a lot of pieces in downtown because it's one of the biggest maps. So you could easily see like a 25-20 score line on Graffiti. Excuse me. As much as you want to stick to one particular line, that's why I think that this mode has the most skill expression in the Tony Hawk franchise, because you have to go off your line and make it more creative than when you do for like Combo Mambo or Trick Attack, for instance.
Agreed.
Some players opting to hang out by the fountain. I haven't really seen anybody go up to the rooftop, which is actually probably where I would start my line, because you can actually acid drop into the quarter pipe below for some really high base scores. But it seems like Telmo and Skate Ace are the 2 leaders here so far in this Graffiti mode. It looks like Hernandez here has a good line. Gotta land that manual. He's showing off. One-handed upside down. I see you.
It is surprising to think so far we haven't seen too much roof play. And especially for a mode like this, it'd be a good time to capitalize on it since no one is going up there.
Yeah, there's probably like 15 pieces up there you could actually claim. It's kind of like unmarked territory, right? So you have to explore the entire map. And as you see later in the Graffiti... Oh, the
that
pedestrian.
Hurts.
Get out of here, man. Yeah, so Skate Ace in the lead, 17 total pieces, but it looks like Tyler and Telmo still have a combo going, so they could potentially steal here at the end. You never are out of it until the final seconds drop, and as we see the final players drop out of their combos, only Skate Ace and Tyler remain. So Skate Ace is in the lead, but I wonder if Tyler lands this, if he's going to steal any of Skate Ace's pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, 13 seconds left. Is he going to land it, and how many pieces is he going to take? Keep an eye on that purple score line in the top left, because I'm very interested to see if he takes it. Oh, look at that, 23 at the very last second lands it. Actually going to take first place with total 22 pieces over Skate Ace. Tyler with the last second clutch on downtown.
That's why Graffiti's scary. You never know until it's over.
It's like, I'm in the lead. 2 seconds left in overtime. You lost it. And that's what happens in Graffiti, especially with these players on deck here. So our first map went by pretty quickly there, but some names that stood out for me. Tyler taking score challenge and combo challenge back to back. We also had Telmo with a huge victory in the first one for Trick Attack, 12.4 million on the scoreline there. We got the people in the back tallying up the scores there. But any thoughts there for you, Cup, before we send it to a break?
I thought Hernandez was great. Skate Ace was holding on until, like we said, at the end. It was really good. I'm curious to see where the scores are, but I feel like Tyler I think Tyler's going to be on the top for this one. I feel like he was dominating the earlier rounds.
I'm going to refrain from doing math on broadcasts, so we're going to throw it to a quick break while we tally the
no
scores.
Quick maths? Quick maths.
No quick maths on broadcast. That is dangerous, my friend. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with OMEN presents Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 tournament. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. The final scores have been tallied for our first round, and they are in. Now, as you know, 8 players entered this round, but unfortunately, only 7 can move on to the second map. Now, the player with the lowest score over the 5 maps, of the 5 modes rather, of the first map, unfortunately, is gym leader Nathan. We'll be saying goodbye to him in the tournament, but he is not going home empty-handed. All of the players in our tournament get to keep the OMEN 15 laptop powered by the 10th generation Intel processors that they are currently playing on. So I don't think he will be too sad. Now, I do want to hear from one of the players in the tournament themselves, and we've got Andy Metz, aka Skate Ace, here with us to tell us a little bit more about himself. Hello, Skate Ace. Congratulations on surviving the first round. There's still many more to go, but what was the first round like for you?
Well, it was interesting. Really need to focus on not getting so many bails, plan the tricks out better. Yeah, I think I should be good.
I mean, yeah, it's a good thing you already survived the first round. I think there's going to be a lot of adjustments for anybody. Would you say it's pretty stressful to compete, knowing that, you know, it's for the grand prize and you're against all these other great skaters?
Yeah, it's definitely stressful. I've never been in a tournament like this before, so it kind of adds on top of the stress of learning the new game, figuring out the controls and everything. So yeah, it's definitely...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the game hasn't been out for long, so everyone is also learning alongside you. What was the first Tony Hawk game that you played?
Well, I played 1 and 2, but the first one that I've owned was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. And that was also the first game that I played online. So I've been sticking around ever since then.
How did playing online make it different? Because for me, whenever I started gaming, that was a really cool thing that started happening. The fact that you were against these real people and you really didn't know who you were playing against.
Yeah, it definitely upped the competition significantly. When you're playing offline, especially back then when we didn't have YouTube around or streaming services, we didn't know how good we actually compared to other people. But then as soon as online came, you really got a first-hand view of how good people can get.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say made you fall in love with the games in the first place? Are you a skater yourself?
Yeah, I started skating pretty young. Not so much recently, but definitely what drew me into the game. And then just the game itself, I enjoyed it so much, so I've just stuck around this whole time.
Have you enjoyed the remaster specifically? I know that for a lot of people who've played the old games, it's definitely tugging at the heartstrings.
Yeah, it's really good. It's definitely one of the... it's going to be one of my top favorites, for sure. Below some of the couple of the older games, but yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah, I follow you. I think they did a really, really good job, and I think it shows how many people, are playing the new game, but also have been playing the old games. For you specifically, how would you say gaming and playing this game specifically has impacted your life?
Well, it's done quite a lot. I run a Tony Hawk Pro Skater website and a Discord with some friends, and we have a pretty big online community. So it's like my second job, pretty much.
Great to hear. That sounds amazing. I'm going to wish you the best of luck in the rest of the tournament. Maybe quickly after the first round. I know you said you were nervous and you were figuring it out, but how do you think you're going to do in the rest of the tournament?
Consistency is key. So as long as I keep being consistent and keep my bails in check, I think I can pull out pretty good.
Okay, it looks like you've learned some valuable lessons. Thank you so much, Andy, aka Skate Ace, and good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, so we're going to move on to map 2 very soon, but before that, we're going to give everyone in the chat a chance at some prizes. Now, if you missed it earlier, OMEN just announced 3 awesome new wireless products, and now you've got a chance to win some OMEN gear of your own. The first way is really simple, and I know that you are chatting anyway the whole time. I can see it. So now we're going to ask you a question, which is, how would you say gaming changed your life for the better? Type it in chat. You've got until the end of the next break to get your answer in, and then our team will pick the best response, and whoever wins will get an OMEN mouse and a game key for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Now, there are more ways to win. The second way to win is following the link in the chat and entering into the Gleam giveaway for a chance to win an OMEN laptop, accessories, or even a custom OMEN skate deck. Those are all very cool prizes, so I hope you're typing your answers or clicking the link. And for even more chances to win more cool stuff, you can check out the OMEN Command Center. With that, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Fickle and Cup and Noodle for map 2 of the tournament.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Fickle, and this is Cup of Noodle. We are about to begin map number 2 of Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 1 and 2, presented by OMEN Underground. They have the luxury of sending us these very nice headsets we're using right here, and I've seen some really inspirational messages in chat since that last giveaway, so you guys are really, really inspired by gaming. And you know who else is inspired by gaming? Our 7 competitors that are remaining. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Nathan, but he's not going home empty-handed. He's taking away the OMEN 15 laptop regardless, so I think he's well off there on that side. But getting into map number 2, Cup and Noodle, who are you looking at in our competitor list to keep an eye on?
Keeping an eye on Tyler. He started off strong. I want to say he's leading in points right now. I'm curious to see what else he has to offer, especially going into the school and what lines he takes. I'm keeping an eye on him. Who do you have so far?
I was really impressed with Telmo. He put up a high score on Trick Attack. So starting off here, actually this is School 2. So there's 2 schools in Tony Hawk 1 and 2. There's School 2 and School 1. Pretty easy to tell which one is which. This is School 2. And so here we're back on Telmo. He's kind of hanging out in this courtyard area. Lots of grinds, lots of rails. And if you notice here, he's alternating between manuals and grinds to keep his balance even. So it's never really a good idea to manual more than 3 times in a row in a combo or grind the same rail twice, because each one of those effects has really significant penalties to your movement. And starting off here on Graffiti, it looks like we actually have Prodigy opening up the secret area in the gymnasium.
He's the first one going in. I'm curious to see what he builds inside here. Everyone else seems to be staying outside.
And really, you don't even need to put up a very high score in there because it's kind of difficult to get in that room in your combo anyway. So as long as you hit all of those objects, you're pretty safe because I don't really anticipate most people going in there. And it seems like Telmo over here, look at this creativity up on top of the roof gap. Oh, he's found his way into the area of the gymnasium, but he actually bailed there. Thankfully, he landed it. But look at his points already. 25 total objects already. 37 seconds left on graffiti.
It's so scary to tell because, you know, last round, it looked like we had a definite winner. And then all it takes is the last few seconds to actually come back and take the lead.
School 2 is also very large, as the same with downtown Minneapolis. So it's very difficult to get one long line for every single piece, and especially keep your points up during that as well. So, okay, final 10 seconds here. It seems like Telmo is in a commanding lead. The only person that could maybe contest him would be Skate Ace right there, and he actually puts up a nice score there. Yeah, 16
puts him
total
in the lead.
there. So the only 3 competitors remaining looks like Prodigy and Skate Ace. That's Cyball at THPS right there. They are the only ones with their combo remaining, but they've only got 20 seconds here to wrap it up and to put points on the board. Yeah, it looks like Skate Ace is going to drop that. 18 on the board for Skate Ace. 21 on the board for Skate Ace. Actually took it at the very last combo.
At the very last second, he was able to bring it back.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Let's go, Skate Ace. All right, at the very last second. We've seen some very last second heroics on Graffiti, 2 maps in a row, which again is the reason why it's one of my favorite modes in THPS series, as we get that out of the way first. But Skate Ace takes the dub on that one, and Telmo was in second right after that. It seems that Hernandez and Diana, or Pointed Empress, were lower in the boards there, but we got 4 more modes, folks, and we'll see who takes it next, because I think some really easy modes to get the lead in would be like Score Challenge and Combo Challenge, because they can happen in like 10 seconds. All right, now we're into Combo Mambo with Skate Ace taking that last second clutch in our previous round of Graffiti. So starting off right here, we're with Empress. She's going to bail early there, but switching back over to Telmo, who's actually got a good lineup here with the Wally on top of the rooftop, and look at that base score building right there. You know, building a Tony Hawk combo is a lot like building a pizza. It all starts with a good base.
We're here at we're on skate park. This is the second skate park, correct? I believe.
Yes, this is School 2. So the second reiteration of School in the Tony Hawk series. Actually, I like School 2 a lot better than School 1. I think it gives me a much more nostalgic feel. And a little more about Combo Mambo, as we see Hernandez there drop a 33K, unfortunate there. But the thing about Combo Mambo is that you have time to recoup that combo. It really doesn't take all that long, maybe like 45 seconds in total to build like a respectable combo. I think like somewhere above like 500,000 is respectable. Oh no, a drop there from Tyler.
Yes, but it's still early, so he could very well get that back. The good thing, like you were saying, is there is room for redemption in Combo Mambo. It doesn't take long, and it's very easy to get back up even when you bail. But 1.2 mil is harsh. Ooh.
Yeah, it seems like Diana over there is having a hard time getting it started. Back over to Empress, who we saw bail at the beginning there. Okay, I see it there. Wally into a couple of flips there. She seems to be getting it going there. Back over to Prodigy, who seems to have a nice line going back there between the lockers there. The current leader of this Combo Mambo is actually Telmo with a 4.8 million. Pretty respectable up there, but maybe Skate Ace or Tyler will have something to say about that. Tyler dropped a 1.3 earlier here in the run. So if he can get that going one more time, and look at that, 62 base, 81 score line. That's approximately, I'm not going to do math, but we'll have to see once he lands it. So last seconds here, 8, 7, oh, okay, 6.3. Tyler takes the lead the very last second there in Combo Mambo. So the combo that Cyballa, aka Telmo, is doing right now, he has to break 6.3 if he wants to win. So my eyes are all on him, and he actually drops it. So now it's up to Skate Ace. Tyler's the only one left. He's going to take it.
Tyler was able to come back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tyler, even though he bails early with the 1.2 mil, redemption story with the 6.8 to win Combo Mambo on School 2. Very nicely done there for Tyler. Keep up the energy going forward. So we've already seen Graffiti. We've already seen Combo Mambo. Those are my 2 favorites. So we have Score Challenge, Trick Attack, and Combo Challenge left. And Score Challenge and Combo Challenge, they end very quickly.
So you can't blink. You don't want to miss anything.
You know, if I'm like Diane and I think Empress and also Hernandez, they're kind of struggling to get these really high combos or trick scores. My focus is score challenge and combo challenge, because you don't have to get insanely high scores. You just have to be consistent. Here we go. Score challenge. What's the threshold? 150K.
150.
Okay. Pretty respectable. Already off. Tyler's a 900. Oh no, he bails 45,000 out the deck, and that's going to be huge. You cannot drop your first combo in this mode, or else you'll surely lose. Who's going to land it first? And it looks like it's actually Tyler.
Again.
He bailed and then hit another one. You can't allow this guy to do this. You can't allow him to have that much time. Telmo, where you at, man? I would feel, if I knew Tyler bailed, if I was watching, I would be like, I can't believe I let that guy back in the game.
I thought for sure that was it, because it's so to bail on your first attempt. We know this round goes by so fast. I'm surprised he was able to come back and capitalize on it.
Yeah, that's right. The last ones we have remaining is going to be score challenge, combo challenge, and last one's going to be trick attack. I'm really interested what trick attack is going to do, because it seems like right now our big players are Tyler, Skate Ace, and also we have Telmo, aka Cyballer. Those are the three that I'm watching right now. So now we're actually doing trick attack. So it's the last one here. So trick attack is about consistency. So every combo you land will add up to your eventual total score. Of course, some of the more experienced veterans are going to want to get that high combo right out the bat. But even simple tricks like this that you saw Empress doing right there, that's going to lead to your total final score. And if you're going for a long combo that takes you 1 minute and 30 and you bail at 10 million, well, then you got to try again, because
that's going to hurt. And for something like this, do you have your lines or your routes that you take knowing that it's an overall score? Do you have where you like to be, where you like to try to amplify your points at?
School 2, I think where you should start is back at the beginning section. There's like a spine back over there that you can like wally and get really high to acid drop and get like a 1080 out of that quarter pipe to increase your base, and then you come down to this main section and you wally around these walls with the TC rooftop gap as well as the grinds around here. And it seems like Hernandez, oh no, 146, that's every point matters in trick attack. You can't be dropping those, man.
Tyler just beefed one for over 2 million points, so I'm curious to see how he brings that back.
Yeah, right now it's actually Telmo in the lead with 1.8, followed by Skate Ace with 1.2. Still plenty of time with 43 seconds left here on trick attack. Okay, nice points here from Empress. Little 3K in the pocket there. And back over to Tyler. And every time we go back to this guy, I feel like he's got an insane base and insane multiplier. 51 base, 70 multiplier. That's 35,000 approximately. 350,000.
Your quick maths are coming along. At first you didn't want to do it, but now you're ready.
I feel like I'm wrong on that instance, because the multiplication with all the zeros.
Someone in chat is waiting to tell you actually.
Caster math, folks. Never do it on broadcast. Super dangerous. Okay, getting into it. Final seconds here. It's actually Tyler in the lead with 5.7, followed by Telmo. But Telmo's already got a decent combo started right here. Only a 14 base, 35 multiplier, but he really only needs about 1.5 million to overtake Tyler. But Tyler's also got a small combo going himself. And remember, this is like the quote-unquote casual mode, so it's not infinite overtime. You have to land your combo before time is up. And the reason we did that is because, like, as you can see, Telmo could probably continue this. Oh, no, he
1 point. That hurts.
Feels bad. Tyler's going to take it, even with an only about 600K on top of his first score. That drop from Telmo was huge. He could have come back there, but second place, not so bad overall. Of course, we're using a points-based structure. So even if you get second, it's still 8 points in the total.
Still
so
in the running.
Yeah, it's not winner take all yet. We are slowly eliminating the players as they get through. Every map we will be eliminating one player from the pool. And I think right now, Skate Ace, Tyler, and Telmo are probably all safe. So if it looks like maybe like Empress, Diane, and Hernandez are on the chopping block right now. Prodigy is squeaking by as well. But we'll have to see how this final one ends up, because the last one we're going to be coming to, process of elimination, is going to be combo challenge. And this is going to be another one that's going to be pretty easily won by our veterans here. So it's only 100,000. I say only 100,000. Please do not get discouraged in chat if you have problems hitting 100,000. I've seen these guys play before already, and I know what they're capable of.
Those go by so quick. That was it.
It seems like Tyler has a really consistent line to get points early. He's just taking that really long gap off of the rail on the right side of the opening, doing like a quick 900 to build base. That's like easy 10k points, and then you only need like 10 tricks on top of that for like a 10 or 11 multiplier. So like it's done. Like that's it.
He knows
Done.
his lines. He knows his routes.
All right, so that was school 2, and we'll have to tally the scores in the back. But Cup of Noodle, thoughts on that map and the skaters in general, and who's impressing you?
It went by really quick, way quicker. It's going by so fast, but I feel like Tyler has been silently just dominating. When you factor in, we've seen a lot of bails, but he still finds a way to bring it back. I'm curious to see, because it's not over yet. Skate Ace has shown a lot of moments of greatness, so I'm curious to see if he makes it to the next round, which he should be secure, what he'll have for us in the next round. What about you?
Yeah,
Who'd you see?
I would also say it's still a race between Tyler and Telvo for me. I think those are the two names I'm looking for. It seemed like maybe Skate Ace was kind of in the mix there, but he hasn't really landed anything huge. I don't think he only won Graffiti at the very last second, so we're gonna have to tally that up. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna send it to a short break. Please stick around. Check out those OMEN products on the OMEN page, and we'll be right back after this break.
Welcome back, everyone, to OMEN Underground, live from PAX Arena, where the scores from map number 2 are in. It was a very close battle to avoid elimination, but across the 5 rounds, Prodigy has fallen to last place, unfortunately, with a score of 15. Now he is there, unfortunately, just behind Peoples Hernandez's score of 17. That means we will be saying goodbye to Prodigy in this tournament, but he will, however, get to keep his consolation prize of the OMEN 15 laptop powered by 10th generation Intel processor that he's been playing on today. So I think that's a pretty nice gift there. Before we get into our next map, we've got gamer, photographer, and skater Atiba Jefferson with us. Very excited to talk to him personally. Hi, Atiba. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
No problem. You have your hand kind of in all the things we're discussing today, be it gaming, be it skating, be it photography. And I can only imagine that with the remake of the original games, that has also created a bit of nostalgia for you personally. What has that been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, the video game market has been so starved for a skateboard video game again that everybody was foaming at the mouth for this. So for me, it's been great, but also being someone who was playing early versions of the game, I mean, even Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, Tony, I had a chipped PlayStation, and he would give me builds that I still have. So for me, I've been playing since day one. I mean, 720. I remember playing Top Skater with Tony when we were on a tour before, this game was being made. So, it's a dream come true to have it back again, because I was scared it wasn't going to happen again.
Well, it did, and rave reviews all over, and it's been a trip down memory lane, but also attracting a lot of new people again. It sounds like you were a bit of a fanboy also of the game when it came out originally, and you of course ended up in it, rightfully so. When did you find out that you were going to be actual figure in 4?
Tony called me and was just like, "Look, would you like to be in the game?" And I was just, by then. It was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 that I was in, but, all my friends who were pro skaters that I was photographing were already in this game. It was kind of a normal thing. So to me, it was so great to be put on a level of all these skaters that I looked up to and still look up to. So, it was amazing. I have an identical twin brother, and it was so funny because I remember him being at home and playing it and being like, "No, that's really me. He's goofy-footed. I'm regular." So he'd be like, "Oh, no, it's the other way." But yeah, it's, that was, a bucket list. The thing is being such a big fan of the game, and even shooting the cover of this newest one, that's something I hadn't shot before. So that was my first video game cover, and someone who's had a cover of Newsweek, cover of Thrasher, all the other mags, Slam Magazine, all these other magazines that I look up to have a video game cover is just amazing. So everything involved has been such an honor to be a part of.
Some could say you have it all because, you had hobbies that you were all able to make a career over and take next steps in, and that goes for skating and for photography. I know you're also an avid gamer, so it's almost like, I don't know, it sounds like a dream come true. When did you realize that any of those, and specifically then photography, was going to be a career for you and that it was a possibility?
You know what? When people ask me that question, it's always kind of a tricky thing to answer because it sounds superficial. But, I think when you do something you love as a passion, you're doing it regardless of getting paid for it. For me, I see photos everywhere I look. So that's just something I do. I constantly am taking photos. But I think the real reality is when you actually have some money saved in your bank account and you're like, oh my gosh, I really am doing this. The first paycheck is always a dream come true, but you think that might only be a one-time opportunity. It's really when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm saving some money and doing all the things that I've wanted to do from this. But to me, I would be doing it regardless. This wasn't a plan. This career wasn't something I'm going to do this. And some people do that and it works out great, whether it's in skateboarding or sports or music. But for me, every day is a dream because I do what I love. So I never really feel like I'm working.
I can definitely identify with that, working in the gaming business, and something I just always loved to do growing up. But, it's not always as easy, or it wasn't for me to explain it to kind of your peers and your family, at least. But I feel like that's changing a lot, be it in gaming, be it with skating, be it with kind of new careers or other careers, different careers that don't follow traditional paths, which I think is a really good development. Now, when it comes to the game and skating, I was watching a couple of old interviews and there were people saying, well, it's crazy because we started to do combinations that we hadn't actually thought about, and we found a new way to think about the moves in real life because of the games. And I'm wondering if it was similar for photography, if, throughout the game and the games coming out and kind of the different things you could see there, if that somehow spurred some more creativity or different ways to look at photography for skating in real life for you.
Always, I think that the biggest thing with the game and in that world is you know, the first game is 20 years old?
20 years old, yeah, a little bit more even.
Yeah, maybe, right? So you would make jokes like, oh, this is like the video game, you know, like that trick. If you went to a spot and a skater was like, okay, I'm gonna backtail, I'm gonna kickflip backtail, backside flip out, like, you know, a 10-yard ledge. That happens now. That didn't happen 20 years ago. So I think the game, no doubt, has inspired skating possibilities. I mean, I always say the level of skateboarding that's happening in 2020 is what was happening in the video game only in 99 or 2000. So yeah, I think the video game, no doubt, has, you know, even me playing it the first night when it got released, I was like, I got home and, you know, because I'd been playing the demo, and when I saw the things that I was doing in the video game are actually what I am photographing on the streets that are happening now.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, before we round up, I think you can give a unique perspective of kind of, since you're also a core gamer, I mean, we chatted about it a while ago, you're definitely in there. And gaming has been a hobby that was looked down upon 20 years ago for sure, still a little bit now, sadly. And I feel like games like Pro Skater have really brought it more into the mainstream and shown that everybody can be a gamer. And, you know, you're not necessarily a nerd. And I hate that word, because what's wrong with being a nerd too, you know?
I'm a nerd.
Exactly. Yeah, can you say something about how that has helped, or, you know, the games have also helped give gaming a more like mainstream allure and shown that it's for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the funny thing is, I remember when I was a character in the game, I remember going out and I was at a bar and there was like this group of what I would call nerdy dudes, like button-ups, kind of like, you know, cologne, like dressed up dudes. And I'm walking out and they're like, we know who you are. Because, you know, skaters recognize skaters. So if I see a skater, I can tell he's a skater. And I was like, do I know you? They're like, we know you. We play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And I was like, whoa. So that showed me that, you know, Tony's game opens up a whole different world to all these different people. But yes, I think so many people stereotype gamers as like first person shooter or World of Warcraft, and you know, this game really shows like, hey, it's for everyone, and that gaming is really fun. You know, I always kind of laugh when people make fun of it for nerds only, but like this game is something you can pick up and play right away. You know, there are those games that you have to put in time, and we all know those as gamers. There's a long list of those, but you know, the great thing about this game is you can play it, pick it up and play it right away. And I think that opens the door for so many people.
Yeah, absolutely. And we both know, you know, I don't care if people call me a nerd. I know I can beat them in a lot of my core games, and I know how good that feels. So that's really awesome as well. Atiba, thank you so much for talking to me, and good luck on on following the tournament and, you know, playing the game photography and everything you're doing in life.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And now it's time for more giveaways. I know that's what you want to hear at home, and you've seen the OMEN gear that the players are playing on, and now is your chance to win some of your own. Now, the first way to win is pretty easy. Just tell us in chat, what was the first Tony Hawk game you ever played, and which was your personal favorite? You've got some time for this until the end of the next break to get your answer in, and then our team will pick the best response to win an OMEN mouse, as well as a game key for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Now, the second way to win is by following the link in the chat and entering into the Gleam giveaway for a chance to win an OMEN laptop, accessories, or even a custom OMEN skate deck. So get on that and don't go anywhere, because we will be back in 2 minutes with Fickle and Cup and Noodle for map 3 of the tournament.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Fickle, and once again joined by the lovely Cup of Noodle. We're seeing your answers in chat here about which Tony Hawk game was your very first, and I actually wanted to ask you, Cup of Noodle, what was your first and your favorite?
My first was 1. Warehouse is still my favorite level ever. 1 was my first. Shout out to PlayStation. And my favorite's probably 2. 2 was probably my favorite. What about you?
I played the first one on the N64, and I would have to say my favorite of the series is actually probably Tony Hawk Underground 1. I just, the scene where you, I mean, spoilers, like it's been literally a decade, but the scene where you jump over the helicopter, holy, that one gave me like actual chills when I was playing it. So that one holds a special place. And also it firstly introduced like getting off your board, which I thought was like super cool mechanic, but that's neither here nor there. The map 3, everybody, in our tournament, we have already said goodbye to 2 of our competitors, and now we're on an interesting map here. You know, Cup of Noodle, do you want to give us a little bit of why this map is kind of special in the series?
I want to say, where are we at? Are we in New Mexico?
This is Downhill Jam.
Oh,
But
well, this map was huge. Okay, this map is scary because you just keep going down, and you're going to have to keep up with your momentum and where you're going, and you can't bail because you will fall off the map, if I remember correctly.
Yes, so this map is actually a loop. So with Downhill Jam and Mall, these 2 maps are actually one downhill segment, but when you get to the finish line, you actually warp back to the very beginning. So this is going to be our very first match coming in here. It's actually going to be score challenge. It's going to be very quick, people. So as we come into it, it's going to be right here, 150,000. So right off the bat here, we already got Skate Ace trying to get a line going. And this one's going to be quick, folks. So don't blink. Tyler, if he lands it, he's going to have it.
And that's it. Tyler's so quick with it.
He is so good at these score challenges and combo challenges. He understands how much exactly you need to land before you meet the cutoff. So he's already got it on the board. He's won like, I think, 2 or 3 of the combo and score challenges of the previous 2 or 3 maps.
Yes.
So already on deck. All right, coming up next, now that we got that out of the way, I think that score attack and score challenge and combo challenge are a little easy in my book. I really like Graffiti.
I want to see what they do here with Graffiti.
Yeah, Graffiti's really challenging on these 1 looping maps, because once you go past a certain point, the next time you can hit that object is only on the loop. So it's very difficult to
If you miss it, you have to wait for it to come up again. And depending on where you're at, you may not get a second chance. So you're going to have to make every combo count. This is where consistency will be key.
Exactly. And we'll see how they start their lines here. I wouldn't really expect a lot of people to start a high scoring line on Graffiti on Downhill Jam, because it's so hard to get to all the points and places. I mean, look at this one piece right here. This is entirely capped by Diana right there on the side, that little quarter pipe. But it's the entire length of that segment. So you can trick off of that anywhere you are, and you'll be able to get points on it. Okay, here comes Tyler, starting back at the top. He doesn't have anything on his name so far, but he's already got a 23 multiplier with a 27 base score. So
we're gonna have to wait to see how he lands it. And yeah,
you do have to land it, everybody. So it's not like how much you can get. Ooh, I like that so much. Grind into wall ride into this top rail. That's very, very technical there. Oh, he's in a little bit of trouble here. Oh. Okay, he landed it, folks.
And with that, nice. He's now in first place. We were kind of waiting to see where that would put him, because he didn't have any points on the board.
Yeah, 14 on the line for Downhill Jam. That's pretty good. There's really not a whole lot of objects on the later portion to trick off of, because the large objects are just one entire object altogether. So it's not only about how many spots you hit, but the points you put on it. And that's really nice tech there from Telmo. He actually manualed and then ollied right at the exact point where you're going to loop back to the very beginning of the map to keep his combo going. And so now he can use that high base with the multiplier at the very top of the map to be able to claim some of these spots here.
Oh, Skate Ace.
Oh, unlucky. And it looks like
Hernandez is coming back in fourth. He's been coming up and down the rates. In the ratings, he was in second for a while, so I'm curious to see after he finishes this combo if he'll be able to move back up.
All right, revert into this. Okay. Ooh, he landed it, but he didn't beat the score of the previous owner of that particular piece. And we're looking in here in our 30-second overtime. Skate Ace got 17 seconds to maybe cap a couple of these points up here. He's already in 5th. He knows he's secured 5th, and he secured 5th for sure. Now, can Telmo, I think, is the only person who's actually still in this map particular. He's only got 1 second to land. Okay, he does land.
And where does that put
And at
us?
the very last second, he actually takes first place over Tyler with 18. One more object than Tyler at the very... It couldn't even come closer than that, chat.
That was a
My
buzzer
God.
beater.
Oh, I'm telling you, Graffiti is the best mode, guys, because that's 2 maps in a row where we had a winner be determined in the very last 2 seconds of the map.
At the very end. Now, when it comes to Graffiti, for you, do you ever feel like, I'm not going to be able to top this score? What happens when you put in one of your biggest scores and the color doesn't change? Do you just try to work around it? You find a new spot, a new line to go through, a new route?
So it's kind of like there's 2 options, right? You can either go and beat that score line, or you can kind of hang out in those like hidden areas of the map that a lot of people don't go to normally on routes. So for instance, on this map, I think there are some really good objects to be taken on Graffiti that are like towards the secret area entrance, or not the secret area, the secret tape entrance that wraps around the top side. So you have to kind of play intelligently in Graffiti, because there are some places, like even if you put a score of 50 on a piece, but nobody else goes to that piece, it's still your piece.
You still win.
Right?
Map awareness is definitely key.
Exactly. All right, we're on combo mambo now, and it looks like Telmo already off to a good start here. 30k base, 17 modifier there. I'm always looking at the base score and the multiplier, because you can always stack multiplier pretty easily, but it's harder to get a good base score. And look, no, 1.4 dropped. That would have been the leader of this one. Tyler's leading with 1.3 mil on the board already, but he's looking to already surpass that on this next run.
When it comes to combo mambo, are you a patient skater, or do you want all your points scored? Are you going to go for it and push the envelope, or do you just collect your combos as you get them slowly but surely?
I think the most optimal play is to start off at the very beginning and go for the entire segment. I'm not good enough yet to go the entire segment, so I always just cut it right when my grind balance or manual balance is about to cap out. So I'm definitely more of like a cash-in type of player, right? I want to get a score on the board just in case I like biff.
You like assurances. You want to reassure.
Exactly,
yes. Yeah. Okay. What kind of skater are you? Are you big air? Are you the manual king? Are you here for just the multipliers and the reverts? Are you grinding? Where do you build most of your points?
Vert King, I really like getting a high base to start with, because that's what starts a good combo. I've already talked about this. Good combos like good pizza starts with base. All right, Tyler already in the lead here, 4.9, and he might overpass that with this current combo he has going here. Depends on how he gets off this rail. And he's only being contested by Telmo, and he dropped his combo at the very last second in overtime. And it's okay, Tyler, he's basically just walking across the finish line right now. Nobody can pass him in combo mambo. He lands it anyway. He beat his previous score that's on the board, but he was going to win that regardless. All right, so Trick Attack up next here on Downhill Jam. And I think that is our very last mode on the board.
Another mode that goes by pretty fast. This is another one where you can't blink.
So Trick Attack is the one that actually scales everything.
Oh, this is the total score.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Trick, it's the naming doesn't really make sense to me personally, but Score Challenge is actually Trick Attack but with a cap, and then Trick Attack is Score Challenge without the cap, right? So they're gonna go with the full 2 minutes here, and this is the one where you want to land pretty much everything you can get. Every single bit of points goes into your total score. This mode is more what Tony Hawk fans will consider like traditional, as when you get the 2 minutes on the map, all of your score goes towards the end of it. So any combo you land, any points you get will add up to your final score.
Hernandez is trying to come back up. He's been in the top 3, but it seems like at the very end, it's just he can't seem to clinch it. So I'm curious to see if this is his time to shine.
You know, he actually landed at 33,000 right there. That would have broken the 6 score in the actual Downhill Jam. So I like that start. I bet he could have done more, but he just wanted to cash out there, get his points on the board, because he is trailing a little bit in points, if I recall correctly, on this particular map. So he's maybe trying to sneak in with like a 3rd or a 4th in this one just by being consistent. So we'll have to see how that plays out at the very end of this. But keep an eye on him as we go through this because he is close to the chopping block, but he could definitely redeem himself with a good score here. Yeah, look at this precision here, guys. Tyler already up on the top. Look how many multiplier points he's putting in that really high air. Oh, he hits the bar.
That scared me.
Yeah, a little bit scary there for Telmo, but he recovers pretty well. And it seems like these guys are actually putting up higher combos and trick attack than they're actually putting up in combo mambo. They were maybe they didn't get the memo of which mode was which.
Maybe they feel a little safer here knowing that it's just an overall. So even if they bail, they can still come back.
True. All right, look at this huge air coming out that gate right there for Telmo. He knew he already dropped the combo at the very end of the map, so he was trying to like wall ride Wally off of that particular piece down to get a couple spins in. So 10 seconds left here. Trick attack, very last mode on this particular map. And Tyler with the dark slide. Shout out to the dark slide.
That's my favorite grind in the game.
It used to be notoriously OP, but they have since then nerfed it and in later iterations of the game. It used to be so broken in the
that was your guaranteed win. That's all you have to do to win.
All right, Cyballa. He has his combo up here. I bet if he lands, let's see. Yep, he's going to take it. Yep, 7.8 right at the last second. Dude, Telmo and Tyler are like clutching these rounds.
Right? They've been the most clutch, hands down.
At the very last second of every one of these maps, they are overpassing each other. I feel like we're going to see like a Tyler-Telmo finals. But we'll have to see because they could have a bad map here or there.
Between the two of them, it has been a buzzer beater this entire competition.
And we're going to tally the scores in the back end. So we're going to throw it to a quick break while we get everybody on the back end tallying up those scores, see who gets dropped out of that competition. But again, thoughts on Downhill Jam. It's a bit of an interesting take for maps if you prefer more like square centralized maps like Hangar or Warehouse. So thoughts on that particular map?
I feel like getting things going can be a little tough. Routes are going to matter, your lines where you're coming off from. I feel like Tyler did a really good job of finding more of the secret spots, and he utilized those to his advantage. But as a whole, I feel like everyone did really well. Hernandez had a couple moments where I thought he may come in top 3, but for whatever reason, it's just Telmo and Tyler, and they're just clutching it in the very end.
Yeah, and we're going to tally it up in the back end, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Tony Hawk's Pro Skater action.
Welcome back to PAX Arena, everyone. The scores have been tallied once again, and as you can see on the scoreboard in just a second, the person with the lowest amount after the 5 modes here on Downhill Jam is Peoples Hernandez. Unfortunately, he is out. Tried his best though, had some good moves there, but it wasn't enough. And luckily for us, we do have Carlos right here to talk about, well, unfortunately, why he was knocked out. All right, Carlos. Unfortunately, you're out. You had some good moves rather there, but what do you think it came down to in the end?
I don't know. Like, I know when I was playing against these guys, I know in the first run, I seen those score numbers. I was just like, wow! Like those numbers were like, I wasn't expecting those like very high numbers as of right then and there, and I was just like, I'm gonna have to put some work on. Like I have to, in order to try to beat these guys, I'm gonna have to at least do something. And then when it came towards the end, like I was kind of messing up with some of the tricks. I kept kind of doing some of the things a little too fast, kind of, try to push everything all into one. But then I guess towards the last round, I guess that's when everything started to kick in. I mean, started to kick in a little slow, but I mean, got off. I think on the last run, I think that was probably the best run I probably had out of all the runs I had. So I think if I had those runs out of all the other runs, I think I might have done a little more better, but I can't really do nothing about it. It wasn't my destiny to get that number 1 right there. My destiny was that place.
Apparently so. I mean, Downhill Jam is also not the easiest, and as you say, it just takes a while to get used to it, and especially when you see those high scores like Tyler and Telmo were crushing it. So I think you did amazing though.
Ooh.
Like nothing to be sad about.
Their numbers was crazy, and then just seeing some of those maps again, it was just like, oh, nostalgia. Oh, I remember this certain spot. I hate this certain spot, and going through this and that. But I had to do what I had to do, and just keep my head up and try to fight as much as I can.
For sure, but you talk about nostalgia, and I think that's like a big factor for many people who are picking up these games. What was the first Tony Hawk game you played, or the one you liked most?
The most that I liked was Tony Hawk American Wasteland, to be honest. I think that out of all Tony Hawk games, that was the game that got me into it, because I love the story mode, I love the soundtrack of it, and I just like the story mode mainly got me into it because so many things you can do. You had to go break certain things to go help build a nice little park for you guys in the hometown and stuff. It's just you and your friends, and you just finding parts and making stuff and just making it into a park, and then that park becomes the biggest thing out of the whole, I think, Sandvan or something. I forgot the name of it, but I remember it a little bit though. But yeah, that one is the best one, I believe.
Oh, this is so great to just see you light up completely when you're talking about the memories of kind of the older games. And yeah, I can see it.
Like, I just remember it. No multiplayer, just going against your friends and just betting against your friends who's the best. And now, online now we can go against your friends. Now you can go online. Now your friends gonna talk about, can you beat that person that's online with the highest score now? Now that dude that was on in the whole neighborhood, he has the highest score. Now can you go beat him now? So it's like that nowadays.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's much too difficult nowadays, I would say. I mean, the cool thing about these games is, in fact, that, you can just play them with your friends, and that's always super awesome, I think, personally. How would you say the games have impacted you personally, in your life, but just the fact that you could play with your friends and build up all these things?
It impacted me quite a lot, actually, especially with the Tony Hawk games. It wasn't really that many skateboard games that was out in general when I was really growing up and stuff, and Tony Hawk was most definitely right there by my side for me to play the game. I remember growing up playing it on the GameCube, playing it on the PSP, Project 8. Then I remember getting on the PlayStation 2, Tony Hawk American Wasteland. That's when me and my friends came together. We started skateboarding more because of Tony Hawk American Wasteland as well. That got us more into a group of skaters, and we just started making more spots, and try to do what we can do out of a little bit of American Wasteland with finding spots and making stuff and being with your whole crew and stuff.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, it's been such a huge thing, just I think, in popular culture, in helping to create a bigger skater community as well. And what's so crazy when I'm watching you all play is, just the fact that you're playing in a tournament that Tony Hawk basically is a part of. Is that kind of crazy to you too?
I can't believe it. I literally cannot believe it to this day. Like how this me personally as a skateboarder, as a regular little street skateboarder, it means a lot to me, like a whole lot. Like I'm in a tournament for the best skateboarder in the whole wide world. Like what? Like I literally rolled my skateboard grip tape and I was like, I need my skateboard luck for me to win this game. But even if I don't win, I was just gonna be humble and I'm gonna just keep my head up and just be, just be happy that I got joined the biggest, the GOATest skater of all times tournament. So I don't know what to say. I'm just happy of that right there. What more can I be happy for? Just me being as a skater right there. Like, I don't know. That's just perfect enough right there, to be honest. Just having that.
Oh, I love your positivity so much. Even in defeat, you're just humble and you're happy to be a part of it. And we're so happy that, you were part of it so far.
Thank you.
I don't know if you knew this, but the OMEN 15 laptop powered by 10th generation Intel processors that you're playing on right now, you can actually keep it. So that's kind of a cool consolation prize, right?
Oh, yes. You win some, you lose some, but at the end of the day, if you keep your head up, you will get something better in return. You never know what can always happen. This is still a W at the end of the day. I can't lie. I didn't even take this as like a loss or anything. I took this as a next step, as an opportunity, because I was never expecting something like this to happen. Then something like this happened. Now I never know what else could possibly happen. I might be able to win another one in the future. Another tournament might come up upon me. I never know. As long as I just got to keep my head up and just keep it going.
I think it's clear to everyone that you have what it takes. Carlos, thank you so much for talking to me, and congrats on the run.
Thank you.
Speaking of some cool new OMEN gear, it is time to give away some more to the chat. You know we love you. So here we go. The question this time that we want you to answer is, how have video games helped you stay connected with friends and family over the last few months? I know it's been a rough one for all of us these last couple of months and this year. So just type that answer in chat, and you have until the end of the next break to get your answer in. And then our team, as they have done before, will pick the best answer to win an OMEN mouse and a game key for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Now, on top of that, there is a second way to win, that is following the link that is in chat right now and entering into the Gleam giveaway for a chance to win an OMEN laptop, accessories, or even a custom OMEN skate deck. Very cool prizes, so get your answers in. Click the link and don't go anywhere, because we'll be back in just 2 minutes with Fickle and Cup and Noodle for map 4 of the tournament.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Omen Underground Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 tournament. Can I just get one more round of applause for Peoples Hernandez? That interview was bravo. That was so much
He
passion.
seems so cool. Just so chill.
I just want to watch that guy forever because his energy and his positivity is just so amazing. He knows that. Like, I feel like that was a winner's interview with how much he was smiling and being like, this is a dub in my book. I don't care. Like, oh my gosh, that was so great.
He seems like a really dope dude.
That was so great. But we're moving on to our next map, which is, I think, going to be shown here very, very shortly. But as an overarching theme, the players we have left is going to be Diana, Empress, and then we also have Tyler, Skate Ace, and Telmo. And those are the kind of the top three that I'm looking at. It's getting a little spicy here for Diana and Empress as they're just barely skating by in these last rounds. So I think this might be a do or die for them.
They're going to have to clutch it. It's going to have to be really clutch. They're going to have to bring their best going into these final maps.
And so I think we have the map being shown right here. Okay, look, we're going back to Hangar, and this is such an iconic map. I have so many memories on this map as the original first map you start off in Tony Hawk 2. And we're going off with a good mode. It's going to be graffiti. So we're up right here on Diana's POV as she's trying to get some of these tricks off the half pipe.
An early bell, but we definitely have time, and I really like the Hangar because there's so much space and opportunity to set so many things up.
I like Hangar because it is very compact as opposed to like Downhill Jam or like Downtown, which is so open and there's so much space. Hangar is like nothing but ramps, nothing but rails in a very tight area. Everything links to everything else, so you can put up some really insane scores on these maps. Now the downside to that is that, especially in graffiti, there's only like half as many or even like a quarter as many things you can trick off of as any other map.
You're going to find yourself having to beat a lot of different scores in order to stay on top here.
Yeah, exactly. So Diana had 8 right there, but then immediately got ripped away. Skate Ace took the lead, and then Tyler took the lead from Skate Ace. So there's going to be a lot of switching back and forth between who's in lead on this map because they're going to be tricking off the same things over and over again.
Yes.
There's really not a whole lot you can do. See, I like what Telmo has done over there because he's actually taken the inside of the secret area in the Hangar that you get from grinding over the propeller that's on the half pipe, and he's taken that entire area back there. So really smart play from him so far.
I feel like we're going to do a lot of waiting as we're just going to have to bite our nails and see who's going to land and who's going to take over what spot of the Hangar itself.
All right, 17 seconds left here. Tyler's still in the lead. Seems like Skate Ace has a decent combo working there. I wonder what Tyler's top score on these particular ramps was. If I know him, it was probably like at least 1 million. So we'll have to see if anybody can beat that. Final seconds here in graffiti. You have to get the combo started before you can end up here. So okay, so they
have another 30 seconds to wrap it up.
3 people remaining. Yeah, Skate Ace, Telmo, and Tyler are big top 3 so far.
And these are always buzzer beaters because every time we've done this so far, we think we know who the winner is, and at the very end, a clutch comes through and they end up taking over.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, it's all up to Telmo here. He's only got 4 seconds left to land this. Remember, you do have to land it. It's not infinite overtime. So, did he?
Did he do it? Tyler was able to hold on.
Okay, yeah, it seems like Telmo didn't get enough of a score to beat Tyler's in that particular map. So again, Tyler with the dub on graffiti, and I think that I saw the next one up was going to be a combo challenge there, as the skater's action has actually blown my hair away, so I have to fix that on the broadcast, folks. Sorry. And we saw Diana there with a kind of an early lead, but she had like eight particular objects, but then once those high scores got put on graffiti, it's just really hard to overtake. Hangar's a very small map, and such that you're not going to have a lot of points to trick off of. So graffiti is really cutthroat on Hangar particularly. I think where Diana and Empress can maybe get some points back will be like trick attack or potentially score challenge. But we're now on combo challenge here. So 100,000 right here. Started off with, and we'll see who gets it first. Tyler off to a great start already. And blinked and you missed it, folks. Tyler's in
I feel like he's won every single combo challenge, maybe except for one. I feel like he's taken most of them.
He knows the lines, and I know this because I've been putting a lot of work into Hangar, And doing the Wally right off of the bat there to get massive air to build your base is a very, very efficient tactic for getting a high combo to start with, especially if you're only trying to reach 100,000. So like you can get like 30,000 base off that Wally and then just do like 2 flip tricks and you're done. And
Tyler's
that's
awareness of
combo.
knowing, you know, that's enough. Go on and land
Yep.
it. It's insane. It's like his awareness of it is great.
You have to think about it too in terms of like a competition, because normally in like other Tony Hawk titles, your thought is to go for as long as you can, not end it intentionally.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that he's thinking about that kind of thing. And see, there again, Telmo with the Wally off the wall there. Nice base score to come up with. You looking to take it? Oh, it actually Telmo gets it. Nice. I think he took note from Tyler in that last one.
You got to know when to land.
It was that same exact strat too. Wally off that near wall, get the base going, land a couple of flatland tricks, and then you're golden. That's it. Boom. I mean, there's not much else to say there.
They're
Really quick
literally
rounds,
our
guys.
quickest rounds. There will always be our most quickest round.
But that means that trick attack and
Combo
combo
Mambo.
mambo, I think are the last ones to be shown here, and those are 2 of my favorites. I think we already saw graffiti first. That's by far my most favorite. But trick attack, combo mambo. And we traded off a first place between Tyler and Telmo in that last one. So the last 2 particular rounds here are going to be really good for these guys.
Now I'm asking you, as we go into trick attack, do you think Diana has enough time to bring it back? Do you think it's over?
She had a good start on graffiti, so she definitely can put up a bunch of multipliers on the board, because in order to get your multiplier going, you have to grind or manual at different spots. So she can get a high multiplier. I'd like to see her get a higher base score coming into this. But yeah, definitely she still can, because if look, you only have to beat the slowest person in the park. So if you know that Tyler, Telmo, and Skate Ace are going to be potentially top 3, all you gotta do is beat out Empress, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think you're trying to beat Tyler right now at the top of the pool. You're just trying to nudge out Empress right now. And I think that's who Diana has.
It's
to
enough
look
to
out
stay
for.
alive.
Exactly.
I love how they
High
keep
scores
their
again.
composures. We just saw Telmo. He just lost a over 2 million point, combo, and it's just like they're so good about it. I would be freaking out, but you still have a lot of time, so curious to see what they do.
That line that you just saw Tyler running, that's like the optimal scoring line for a hanger. It's making a circle inside that beginning map with this rail grind here, and then you level out on that half pipe. Look at that, 8.9 million, and that was pretty much one combo. And that's what I'm talking about for efficiency. He's using that wall ride to get a high base score over the top of the half pipe, and then continued on with grinds and manuals to keep it going. And looking on the scoreline there, Diana.
We had Diana in third,
place.
right?
Look at that.
It's like
All
she
right.
can hear us.
Putting up the numbers. But I think Telmo's going to be able to put something up here. He just hasn't landed anything huge. But you never know. He could bail it twice in a row.
I'm curious to see what he's working on right now. There goes Telmo. 40,000
Yep.
base.
He just landed a 1 mil, so he actually took
That'll put him back in
place
third.
from Diana. But Diana's beaten Empress so far, but Empress has a nice combo going. Oh, I think she bailed it. That was like probably would have taken it over here. Diana in 4th place, beating out Empress. Okay, final moments here. I mean, I'm not even worried about the top right now. I'm mostly worried about this Diana Empress battle, and she's actually going to get 4th right there.
It looks like she's going to get 4th, and that's what she needs.
Exactly. And the rest of it is basically just securing your first place here. Telmo could potentially take Tyler over, but this is going to be a massive combo if he has it. He's got 50k base and 50 multiplier, so he's off to a good start. But also Tyler is still comboing as well. They only have 4 seconds to land it. They land it. Tyler gets
takes it.
another 4 million on top of his already 8 million, and Telmo just couldn't reach him. I bet if we have infinite time,
Oh, well,
Telmo could've-
with infinite time, he could have kept that going easily.
he probably could have caught up, but we have to end it eventually because
We'd
we
never,
can't let-
at that rank, we'd be here forever. We'd be with
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
forever.
you can't let some of these players have infinite time. Like, that's okay for if you're trying to do like leaderboard stuff, but in competition, the reason we did that is simply because we know that some of these players could drag out these games for like longer than we really needed to. Save it for the leaderboards,
They'd
guys.
be yelling, "Wrap it up, B."
We got the director over in my ear, just be like,
Excuse me,
"All right,
everyone's
come on,
checking their
pick
watch.
it up. We need this guy to bail, or else we're not going to make time."
Coming up now,
All
we
right.
have Combo Mambo. And I haven't asked you yet, when it comes to, your combos and your specials, do you have any specials that you just have to use? You want your character to be have them in their arsenal, I should say?
So that's a really good question, because there are actually some specials that are like way more useful than other specials. So like if you're trying to optimally score, there's a handful of grabs and flips that have really, really high base scores. The instant one that comes to mind is the iconic 900 from the Tony Hawk himself. So that one has like a 10k base score, and if you put spins into it, you can easily get 30k off of just one trip, right? Another one that comes to mind is the 360 Crail or something like that, and then there's also the one-footed tail grab. You can hold those and spin them for also around 25k, 30k each. All of the indie backflips, indie front flips, the Weddle backflip, all of those flips are like 5k base, and they happen pretty quickly, so they're just nice to do in between the grinds. So if you're trying to do scoring, some of them are way better than others. But if you're just going for like style or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like you can just whatever special you want.
Now, when it comes to specials, do you add your manual specials or your lip specials, or are you just mostly for air? Are you more grab and flip?
So the grabs and flips are way more valuable. The manuals and grinds, they're only like 500 base score, or even some of the manuals are like 1500 base score. But you're trying to limit the amount of time you're in a grab or in a grind or a manual anyway. So collecting points off of those is really not very optimal. But they definitely look the coolest. I think the grinds and the manuals actually look the best. But
the Rusty, as far as manual
there
goes, yeah, the Rusty for me is probably my favorite manual. I know point wise you're not gonna get much, but style wise you're pretty cool. I was always here for the Rusty.
All right, I've been explaining how to combo there, but we haven't even really talked about this round. Telmo is already at 7.1 million there, and he's got a nice combo going. Ooh, nice wall plant to save that there.
That scared me. I thought he was going down. 8 mil off of that.
Holy moly. Okay, and Tyler's kind of stuck in flatland right now doing some pogo moves, but he's dead in the water. I don't think he's going to beat
I don't think he's
Telmo.
going to come. No.
Nah.
And it looks like Empress was able to come in fourth in that one. So I'm curious to see point-wise what that's going to do between Empress and Diana.
All right, Skate Ace actually pulls into second on that very last moment there, but 8 mil on hangers.
Insane.
Really,
That's
really
insane.
respectable. Especially for combo mambo. I think 8 mil on hanger is like, I'm talking about like PC leaderboards. That would put you at like top 100. I'm pretty sure. So that's a really, really good score for hanger. I think some of the like really insane players are like 235 million on hanger. It's like legit.
Whenever I hear those points, it's insane. I can't be the only one. Chat, let me know. You're happy. You know, remember when I first hit 10 mil and I was like, I had a 10 mil point run. And then you check the leaderboards, you know, because we have online now. And I'm like, oh, so I did nothing. You know, when it was on a local level, I felt like, you know, I was queen of the castle. And then now we have online and it's like, oh, I didn't even show up. I'm not even a contender. So, you know, that's insane.
My crowning achievement thus far, I know it's super early in the title's release, but I think I'm like 30th on New York right now with like 9 million. So I hope that stays up there for a while.
You have to do the cool smile at the end of that, like, yeah, I'm just 30th. You know,
I'm just like top 100. You know, it's not big.
It's
not a big
nothing.
deal.
It's not that
It's like,
serious.
it's like whatever.
Then
but
slowly
yeah, anyway.
pinkies out, you know.
All right, so we're going to be throwing it to a quick break here as we tally the scores for the hanger. I think it's going to be a toss-up between Empress or Diana. I think our three at the top, Telmo, Tyler, and Skate Ace, are pretty safe. But we'll tally that up when we come back from the break. Don't go anywhere. This has been OMEN Underground presents Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters 1 and 2 tournament. We'll be right back, folks.
we're back, baby. Map 4 is done and dusted. The scores are counted and the results are in. Unfortunately, Pointed Empress took last place. That does mean she has been eliminated from the tournament, and that also means that we have our top 4 so far. We have Skate Ace, Tyler Lasagna, Telmo, and Diana Zorel, who all made it into the final rounds. Now, the competition, as you see, has been heating up, is getting a lot fiercer, and we are only 2 maps away from crowning a champion. Before we get into the next map, though, I do have Diana Zorel here for a quick interview. Hello, Joy, aka Diana Zorel. So you've made it to the top 4. That's pretty impressive. How do you feel about the run so far?
It's awesome. I'm really excited. I can't believe I even made it in, and I can't believe I made it this far. So I'm like super stoked to still be in it.
Yeah, it seems like you're enjoying the tournament a fair bit, but it must have been nerve-wracking as well. Like I was talking to Carlos before that, and he was saying just seeing all the people at the front racking up those insane scores right off the bat made it harder. Was it kind of the same for you so far?
Yeah, definitely. I thought I was doing pretty good when I played multiplayer on my own, you know, before we launched the tournament. And I was like, oh, I'm doing all right. I'm like keeping it kind of up there. And then we started playing and I was like, these guys are making like millions of points in one combo. Like I'm not that good yet. So I asked them to teach me their tricks. So hopefully maybe after the tournament, they'll let me know what's up.
I see. Well, that's super smart. I mean, the game hasn't been out for so long. It is, of course, the remaster. What do you think of it so far?
I think it's awesome. My first Tony Hawk game, I think, was Underground 2 on the PSP. And my sister and I played it so much, I think we pretty much wore the buttons out on that thing. It was so fun. And so seeing it remastered, the original 2, it's amazing. Like, it looks great, and all the tricks are awesome. And I love the new skaters they put in. And then my favorite thing, I think, so far is, like, the audio, like the music when you fall, it sounds like your earbuds popped out, so like the music kind of goes out, so it like adds to that like and it's so good.
Oh, that's awesome. You mentioned your sister. Really cool to hear that you were playing with her growing up. How would you say the games have impacted your life in that regard?
Oh man, I think I've been gaming since I was a little kid, since we got the N64, and it was actually meant for my older sister, and I pretty much took it over as like a 6-year-old, and I was just like, this is mine now, this whole thing. So I've pretty much been gaming my whole life, and I love it so much. Like, I love the storytelling that you can get from games and the experiences. Like, I can't skateboard in real life to save my life, so this is awesome. And then I just love the community around it too. Like, everybody's just, it's great when you meet other people in the gaming community and you already know you have something in common. So it's been awesome.
Oh yeah, it's the same for me. I have been gaming since I was a little girl. I was an only child, so for me, it was actually just a fun thing to do and play with other people and my friends, because otherwise I would feel pretty lonely. Nice to hear that.
That's awesome.
But oh, thank you. Yeah, it was pretty cool, and it's been a huge impact in my life, so it's really cool to see you in the top 4 as well. Finally, maybe, what is it about the Tony Hawk games specifically that you found so cool, since you weren't a skater yourself?
Yeah, I've always really enjoyed the skater culture. I've always thought it was really cool, like everything from the design and the music and the way that everything just kind of like melds together. So I always thought it was really cool, but like I said, I can't skate myself. I'm terrified of falling. So it's been really fun to like play vicariously and be able to experience that culture. And I've loved Tony Hawk like since the beginning. Like, it's amazing, and it's amazing that we're here, and it's amazing that he's here. And yeah, so it's just been such a fun experience. I'm like so excited still. I can't really like get my words out.
Oh no, it's really good. It's giving off a lot of good vibes, so that's good. I'm gonna let you go, but you've been kicking ass so far, so good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, I'm excited to go forward.
What's that I hear? Oh, it's time for more giveaways! Yay! Well, you already know the drill by now, but if you don't, we have this answer for you to this question rather for you to answer in chat. And the chat question this time is, who is your favorite character from the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater franchise? There are a lot to choose from. You've got until the end of the next break to get your answer in. And of course, as we have been doing, we will be choosing the best response to win an OMEN mouse and a game key for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. And secondly, the second chance to win is by following the link that is in chat and entering into the Gleam giveaway for a chance to win an OMEN laptop, accessories, or even a custom OMEN skate deck. So get on it. You don't want to miss those prizes. And as you do, we'll be stepping away for just 2 minutes. But when we come back, Fickle and Cup and Noodle will present map 5 of the tournament. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, welcome back to the OMEN Underground Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Tournament 1 and 2. My name is Fickle, one more time, and this is Cup of Noodle. We've been holding it down for the commentary of all of our players today. We just saw that it was actually Empress getting eliminated. We had a very lovely interview with Diana, whose name isn't actually Diana, but we're going to keep referring to her as Diana for the all intents and purposes because it's less confusing for me. But, you know, bringing the whole family into the video game scene is something that holds true to me myself. Me and my brother would actually trade off controllers on THPS 2 to try to beat each other's high scores. So that also brings like a very nostalgic feel for me. But getting into our next map, I believe we have 4 players remaining here. Final thoughts before we get into this, because I think we're going to see, you know, very much of the same stuff. I think Diana is really the only one that's kind of questionable here. Yeah. Can she clutch it?
This is going to be her time to shine, if nothing else right now. As it stands, looking at the previous maps, I'm looking more so for Tyler, Telmo, and Skate Ace to take top 3. But like I said, Diana can come back and have the round of her life, you know?
All right, well, if you blinked, you missed the result of that last score challenge because it was actually Telmo taking it first. Score challenge, combo challenge, those are going to happen pretty quickly. They're kind of gimmies. You really have to just kind of throw them out, I think. But there is a little bit of a meta there. You want to get a huge base off of that very first part in Streets. So Streets is loosely based off of San Francisco. So the very first of the level, Lombard Street is actually that very curvy part that goes down there. It's like a 1-to-1 recreation of it. So if you air off of that and do like a 540 grab and just manual out with a couple of tricks, you're done. You're done with
it. Goes by just in a blink of an eye. And next is combo challenge.
We're getting them out of the way early, so here we go. I think you're going to see like a Wally off of Lombard Street, and that's it. That's all you're gonna see. Skate Ace, he like got caught up on the line right there. He tried to
Yeah.
recover, but nothing to do it there.
I thought he might be able to save it.
Yeah.
And just
Tyler
like that,
actually,
Tyler's back.
done. He's done.
He's been one of the most consistent today.
All right, so that leaves Graffiti, Trick Attack, and Combo Mambo, which I think is like the core 3 that I really love to watch.
You're
I
excited
don't know
for Graffiti.
which one we're
Your
getting
face
next.
lights up whenever Graffiti is it Graffiti? And then you see it, the light up in the face. So we're getting
Graffiti
to
is king, and I'm thinking about Streets, and Streets is a very open map. There's really not a lot of vert to get your multiplier started. The only things that I can think of are like the quarter pipes that are more towards the opposite side of where you start from to start. And then there's also the area where you get the secret tape, like the ramp that you launch off of. That can start off pretty high as well. There's also the bowl in the secret area that you can try to do a couple reverts in to get your combo going, but it's kind of hard to get out of that area. But anyway, we're back into Graffiti, and you can't tell, but my face is lighting up off camera. All right,
can
2
hear it.
minutes. And I'm thinking about Graffiti on this map, and I'm wondering if each one of those rails counts for a particular point. I don't think it does. It's each segment
I was going
of
to
the
ask
rail.
you if it did, and I was going to ask if there were any parts of this map that you kind of want to capitalize on, if you can.
So actually, I'm thinking about it. There's like a Chinatown that's kind of hidden towards the street side of the map that a lot of people don't go over that direction on the main line. So going over there, I think to start your trick off would be kind of beneficial. Oh, no! Look out for the hippie van. Oh, Tyler, he got his 30K combo dropped by the hippie van.
The
So you gotta watch
pedestrian
out
did
for
not
that,
have the
folks.
right of way. The right of way was not had.
You know, actually, that's like an interesting little tidbit of the new Tony Hawk game. So in the old multiplayer, the vehicle collision was actually off in multiplayer. So in this multiplayer, the collision is on. So you still got to watch out for the cars and the pedestrians. And like on this map in New York City, where there's like active cars traveling on the map, they can just smash you and you fail off of it. It
You
feels
don't
bad.
see them coming. By the time you see them, they're already hitting you. Question.
Yeah, and let's look at the score a little bit here. So Skate Ace in the lead with 24. That's quite a lot for Graffiti, but Streets is a pretty open map. So
And we still have a lot of time, so we'll see. We've seen these things shift very quickly towards the end.
oh no, Telmo hit that pole and it stopped his combo there. Seems like Diana's actually going back up to the start. Look at this strats from Diana. I don't think anybody's capped that half pipe right there.
I was going to
So-
ask if there are any places where you think, being that this is such a spaced out map, are there any spaces or you won't think to go that you can kind of capitalize on, even if it's not big points? It just helps you get your name on the board.
Yeah, definitely that starting area. There's ramps and stuff back there. I already mentioned the Chinatown that's up there. Skate Ace is in the lead with 31. I don't think he's going to even need to land this combo. He's just kind of
I feel like he's
styling at
pretty
this point.
safe. Now he's just styling
Yeah.
and profiling,
Yeah, 31 on Streets, pretty respectable. 31's kind of high for Graffiti. Normally it's in the 20s, but Streets is pretty open. So, Graffiti is done and dusted. So now we have Combo Mambo and we have Trick Attack. Combo Mambo, I was already seeing Telmo on the kind of most efficient line. You started off at the back left of the map on those quarter pipes back there with 2 verts, and then you grind out and you make a circle within the primary courtyard there with the stairs, and then on the fountain, and then back over to the quarter pipe for more base. So that's usually the line that you're going to see him probably taking. I'm not sure about the other 2. We didn't get to catch up with them during a full line, but Diana she's in hot water. I
Yes.
can't really say it anytime else.
This would
but
have to
I
be
think-
her round. If she was
Yeah,
gonna,
exactly.
This would be the round for her. I feel like Trick Attack is going to be. It's going to be kind of telling as to what to expect. Oh, Telmo
And here we
getting
go.
something together.
This is that line that I was talking about for Telmo. He's going to try to basically make a circle right here. So here's a vert trick to get some base off onto the stairs. Ooh,
Ooh.
he messed it up. But basically that's what he's going to try to do for this entire time, to build up that combo there. And this is Trick Attack, so that bail actually is kind of bad because that could have been score points towards your final score anyway. And it seems like Tyler is also on a similar line here, off the stairs, trying to get into the area here. He's kind of stranded right here with all these manuals, but he
I was
pulls
going
it
to
up
say I
pretty
don't know
well.
where I was curious to see where he was going to go. It was pretty open.
He pulls it up pretty well. You know, actually, no, 4 million.
And in trick
drops,
attack, that's
so...
gonna hurt. For trick attack, that's gonna hurt.
That feels so bad.
We only have a minute left. Telmo and Tyler seem to be struggling a little bit this round. Right now we have Diana in first, and we said this is what she's gonna need this. This could help her, help keep her alive at the very least.
Streets is really hard to get a consistent combo going because it is so open. So you're trying to minimize your manual and your grind time, but it's really hard to do unless you stay in the main courtyard area. So like Skate Ace has a combo going here, but like where does he go after this? He's having to manual so many times, and every manual you do one after another, it thrashes your meter. And we just saw Tyler drop another 1.3 million there.
It looks like Telmo's still working on something, so that could bring him to first, depending on if Skate Ace can actually. Well, right now Skate Ace he's up, and it looks like Telmo was able to land, but that still puts him under 1 million. But Diane's still in third, so it's not over yet. But it looks like just like that, Tyler's taking third.
I think Tyler just decided to land a basic combo just to get
Keep
ahead
it
of Diana.
safe.
Yeah, and Diana was struggling to get upwards of the 100,000. And I think Tyler was just like, all right, I'm not messing around anymore. I'm just going to land something basic just to get on the board. So I'm not going to throw this. But has a combo going. 26 base, 35 multiplier. I don't think he's going to get it over Skate Ace. Skate Ace takes it with the 5.6 million on Streets. And that leads us into our final one, which is Combo Mambo. So I think if you're doing math right now, it's like mathematically impossible for Diana to get back into the game. But hey, whatever. She's a great person, and she's walking away with a laptop anyway. So like,
everyone's winning today, regardless. Everyone's definitely winning.
That's a W in my book. So we want to thank everybody for coming out anyway. I think as soon as I saw our very first map on downtown, I knew it was going to be these three. So it doesn't really surprise me yet. But Diana is going to keep her head up in the very last combo mambo here. Who knows? Maybe she'll come out second or third. But here we go, Combo Mambo on Streets. This is the final round of this map, and I wanted to talk about like some of the more fine mechanics of combos, because I see a lot of these players actually making some key mistakes to make it so that you're trying to have better combos. There's like 3 cardinal sins of comboing, right? You want to start with a high base. That's there's 3 rules, not really sins. You want to start with a high base, any vert tricks, anything like that to get it underway. You never want to double grind the same rail twice, because that will significantly hurt your balance meter. And similarly, you never want to manual 3 times in a row on the same surface, because that will also really thrash your balance meter. So for optimal comboing, you're trying to grind, manual, grind. Manual, grind. You never want to do grind, or manual, because that will kill your meter, and it'll be really hard to balance for the rest of the combo. That's how you see these guys going off of like 18 million, 20 million, and they're like, how do they stay on the board for so long? So something to keep a note when watching these guys.
I hope they have their pens and paper out, because you're pretty much just giving them, the tools they need to succeed in Tony Hawk. I feel like I've learned a lot just talking to you, so thank you.
I have learned a lot in the last couple of days, that's for sure. So look at this. This is Telmo's line. This is the line I was talking about right here. You see how he's taking this over to the vert? He's going to build his base off the meter here. Oh, no. Okay, still time in it. He's got 30 seconds left.
Tyler's at 3.4. It looks like, okay, he just finished the combo. But we have Skate Ace, and he's still going. He's at 299, but I'm curious to see where he ends the combo at.
All right, 15 seconds to go here. The other thing I didn't mention is you want to minimize your amount of reverts. Even though going up ramps is really beneficial, reverting multiple times in a row really slows you down, and after like 3 or 4, you just get like slowed to molasses. You cannot recover from it. And it seems like Skate Ace had landed. He's out of. Oh no, he actually got another one in time for overtime. So all 3 competitors at the top here are still comboing out. So it could be anybody's game here in the next 18 seconds or so. Tyler's still definitely in the lead with the highest base and multiplier, but maybe Telmo, if he gets a couple tricks in here and maybe increases the base, he could beat it. But it's
when it comes to
really
Skate Ace, it's one of those
limit.
times where this is when overtime would have been Skate Ace's best friend. He could have kept it going, but you're gonna have to stop it or you'll lose it.
Yeah, and actually he was on a good track there. I don't know if he landed it. He might have been able to overtake that, but if he landed it before timer went out, I don't think he did. So We'll never know. Unfortunately, that's just how it has to go with this tournament because some of these competitors could keep it going forever and ever and ever and ever. We have to limit them to only the extra.
It would be
30
never
minutes, 30
ending.
seconds
I feel like they could pull that off. We'd just be sitting here watching the sun come up together, you know?
It's like, all right, guys, we're 5 minutes in a trick attack. You guys gonna wrap it up, and they're like 200,000 base, 15,000 multiplier, and we're like, all right, well, go to leaderboard. It's save her somewhere else. So that is the last map there. I think I don't really have to tally the scores up to know who I get eliminated, but we're gonna send to a break anyway to keep the suspense up. I think most people can understand what's gonna happen next, but we'll throw it to that very shortly here. That's actually going to do it for us, me and Cup and Noodle, and we have the head honchos themselves, Tony Hawk and Atiba, to cover the finals for you. But it's been a pleasure doing this for you guys. I know that I have really enjoyed the Tony Hawk franchise in the short time I've played it so far in the remaster, and pretty much my whole life. It pretty much defined my music taste as I was a child. Ska is never dead. Never let anybody tell you Ska is dead. But if you want to say anything, Cup and Noodle, then the floor's all yours.
It was a pleasure sitting, casting with you, talking to you, picking your brain about all the knowledge that is this game. Again, musically, Tony Hawk was a staple. Shout out to bands that we probably would have never heard from. CKY, Alien Ant Farm. I'm thinking of y'all because
Zebrahead.
Zebrahead. We already knew about Rage Against the Machine. But, you know, shout out to everybody for hanging out with us. Thank you, chat. Early congratulations to the winner, and you know, congrats to everybody who participated, because like we said earlier, everyone's a winner. Everyone gets to walk away a winner today.
So actually, who do you think is going to clutch it? Who do you think is going to be? Do you think it's going to be Tyler, Skate Ace, or Telmo in the final map?
I'm going to say Telmo. Either Tyler or Telmo. I'm going to go with them too. Skate Ace is legit though, so I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm saying Telmo. I feel like he's going to clutch it, but the way Tyler's been holding it down consistently, like Telmo's more the underdog here. I'm going the underdog route. Who are you going with?
It depends on the map, but I think Tyler has been the most consistent, so I'm definitely Team Tyler. Yeah, I think he's going to clutch in the final map. But that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for sticking around with us through all of the HP giveaways and OMEN products. So make sure to check out their products that Shocks mentioned before, all the new wireless products that are coming that we just announced today. Get your hands on them. We're giving away some in chat, so keep an eye out there as well. My name has been Fickle one more time. This has been Cup and Noodle. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the finals.
Map 5 is done. The scores are in. That means we have our top 3 players ready to face off in the finals. It's been a pretty intense battle, and unfortunately for Diana, she ended the map with the lowest score, making our final 3 competitors Skate Ace, Tyler Lasagna, and Telmo. Before we move on to the final round, though, we still have a treat for you. We're going to talk to Tony Hawk one more time about these games and about what the franchise means to him. Thank you for joining me again, Tony.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, we've seen some sick games already and some sick moves from the players involved. For you personally, what is your favorite map to play on?
Oh, wow. I have always been a fan of Downhill Jam because it was the only start to finish level, but there was so much fun stuff to do in it. And a big half pipe in the middle. I mean, I'm a sucker for the vert ramps, so I just think that Downhill Jam has all these really cool elements to it.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to people picking up this game and even being professional in it, have you been amazed at what they're able to pull off in the games that you maybe hadn't even thought about?
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of streaming, but I've also just seen a lot of highlights out on social media, and some of the lines and the way people use the maps is stuff that I never even imagined. So it's really cool to have a whole new generation doing this, because when we first came out with this game, there wasn't a lot of online play. People didn't have ways to share clips of themselves playing, and now I can see how people are utilizing it and try to be inspired by that and use those techniques myself.
Yeah, all the games are having a huge influence and creating a whole new and even bigger community just by themselves. Can you try to explain, because I know it's very hard, what the franchise as a whole over these last 20 years has meant to you?
Oh, it changed my life. I mean, it's been the biggest success, the biggest influence on anything I've done. Definitely a big reason why people know my name, why I'm here with you today, and I mean, it was just probably it was the coolest thing that I ever got to do, and I'm hugely proud of the series and how it influenced people, not just about playing games, but also to inspire them to start skating, maybe to inspire their musical tastes and even their lifestyle, and that is not something I ever expected from a video game.
Mm-hmm. I hear that you mentioned music. It's of course a huge part of the attraction of the game and the mood setting and everything. Can you explain the creative process of how you go about making sure that the soundtrack is on point?
Well, in the beginning, I just wanted it to represent the sounds of skating and the types of music that we got into when we were all skating, and skating was a more underground activity, and that was basically punk music because they went hand in hand, sort of DIY aesthetic. So I wanted the soundtrack to represent that. I never imagined that would be this runaway hit of the game or a big takeaway that people had from it. And then Activision, where it was responsible for bringing in the newer bands at the time, stuff like Goldfinger, Millencolin. And so I love the blend of it all. And then once the first game, this probably after the second game came out, there was such huge expectation for the soundtrack that we had to be very careful with it. It was like with great power comes great responsibility. Suddenly it was like we were turning away bands, and that is not something I ever imagined. So with the re-release, to come up with newer bands to include in it was just as much pressure. But I think we nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really crazy how also just being in a game can now be such a coveted position, especially a game like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, because you have to get it right, because you can just take someone out of the atmosphere entirely if the soundtrack is not on point. So I think you guys did a wonderful job with that. As you say, you had to do it all over for, of course, 1 and 2 and the remakes of it. How do you look back on the recent release of the remade 1 and 2, knowing how important and how pivotal the original release were to your career and to skating in general?
Well, I think that with the expectation of the re-release, there was a lot of pressure because people wanted it to have the same feeling as the original games, but obviously they wanted it to be to be brought into the new technology, the new graphics, the new motion, and so it was under a lot of scrutiny. And when it came out, I was so thankful for the response. Well, we released the demo a couple weeks before, and the way that the demo was received was a good sign. But once the game came out, people felt like they were right back into their youth. I mean, so many people who are now grown adults with children were just thrown right back into playing the game, eating bagel bites, Pizza Hut, and staying up late.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of adults are reliving their youth through that. Although, gaming is for everyone at every age, and you can always kick it until 3 a.m. with some pizza and play some games. But it's cool that you bring that up.
That's true, but I think a lot of people that have embraced adulthood have sort of let that go, and I think this might have threw them back into it.
Yeah, I mean, they've recaptured it, probably the essence of that. And as you say, there's probably parents who now have children and see their children playing up the games and beating them at it or whatnot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, what's it like to know that this has kind of been a phenomenon that's now spanning over generations? That's crazy to even think about.
It's crazy. And I think that one of the elements of all of this that I'm most proud of is that our original roster of skaters that were featured in the game are all still actively skating to this day. And still doing really well. So that just shows that shows the power of skateboarding. I mean how what a deep connection you have with it your entire life, and that we had such a stellar team that we picked. I mean, so much so that we included them in the game in their current age, because they're all still relevant.
Yeah, it was really cool to see the behind the scenes where they then got to look at kind of them 20 years ago when they first got featured in the games, and how things changed but are still the same. Some of them were even wearing similar outfits, and you just see that spirit of skating just lives on no matter what age you are. Tony, I'm going to let you go because you're actually casting the final map. Can I get some thoughts about casting the game as opposed to playing or skating yourself?
It's a lot less pressure for me. I have been under the gun to play the game against people who have a lot more time to play it than I do. I can hold my own just from muscle memory, but I'm thankful to just watch some of the experts play it and to just comment on that.
All right. Well, enjoy the play in the final. I'm sure it'll be exquisite, and I'm going to let you get out of here so you can cast that final map. Thank you very much.
All right, here we go.
This is it. This is what everyone has been waiting for. We have only 3 players remaining in the tournament, the 3 left standing, but we of course have to crown our champion. We are going to play our final map to determine once and for all who our champion will be. We're going to get right into it.
There's a huge part of skating that's all about not giving up. And if you're trying something and you're focused on it, it's like, give me one more try, give me one more try. So I want to give all these people one more try to make it to the finals. So the winner of this round joins the others on the final map. Let's just call it the redemption round.
Redemption round. I love it. I'm not sure production-wise if we are able to do it, but I'm just all right. Yeah, we can do it. So I think that's a great suggestion. Thank you for pivoting on that, production. Thank you, Tony. Give us a minute to set everything up because we're changing plans here just a little bit. So we have to get everyone back in the lobby and then have one final sudden death round where one person can make it back to the finals. Super exciting. We'll be right back.
One more try. Hey, welcome back. I'm Tony Hawk here with Atiba Jefferson, and we are here for the redemption round. This is the very last chance for these players to make the finals. Winner gets in. Let's check it out.
Cue the redemption song. It's like when the security guard gives you one more try.
Oh, I like it. Straight up for the 900 revert. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow. Let's go. Wow, handstanding. Muska knows Manny.
Here we go.
Trick attack. Let's go. It's time to get aggressive. Let's see who got it. Wow, inward heel Indy. Want to see more of those in real life. Tony, do you got that on the ramp?
No, I can't do inward heels. Nor can I do handstands.
Wait, really? You're not a handstander?
I think maybe when I was younger, I did a couple handstands, but not for very long. I can do inverts, sure, all day.
That's what I mean. Isn't it just easier?
It's a whole different thing when you're not moving. You're
That
just
is
balancing
true.
on your hand.
It's true. Well, I could do neither, so, you know, you're a lot better than me. Wow.
Oh, man, Carlos is killing the combos.
Yeah, crushing it.
Oh, you gotta hate
Look
that.
at that. What is your high score on a combo? What is your all-time high?
About 300,000.
Wow.
But that was a rare moment. I don't have these special manuals. That's what I
know.
work on.
It works so good in the points thing. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I was
that
playing
right there,
the other night. Yeah, like this is literally insane.
That's the manual I need. Someone needs to teach me that.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at it. There, yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's
Wow,
it
wow.
right there. That's the combo.
Yes. Oh.
was
Don't
a
fail. Don't
Yeah,
fail.
that was a good move to just end that one. Because once
Yeah.
you're up into that, like, when you're up into the 20-time multiplier, it's like, let's just make it. Just land the trick.
Yeah. But it's never. I mean, that's what's so amazing about seeing your score when you bail, because you know what points you left on the table. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I know. It's
Literally
crushing.
the worst. Yeah. It's like, don't tell me that. I don't want to know. I don't know. It's like skating, you know, like in real life, when you know you're gonna make the trick and you
Yeah.
bail on the last try.
Or you bail on the last trick of the line.
Yes. I mean, we see that all the time in skating. You're like, make it to the last trick,
Oh,
and then
here
it's
we
the
go.
bail.
Watch out.
Wow. Yeah. Hold it.
This one's coming
You
through.
know what? Oh, don't bail.
Make it. Oh, don't bail. Don't
Oh, getting greedy.
bail. Nice. 291,000. Solid combo.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was a good round. Redemption round. So Carlos won, obviously. So he's back into the tournament for the finals. Stick around. We'll get the players back up for the actual finals in 2 minutes. Be right back. Welcome back. This is it. This is the main event, the finals. This is what we're all working towards. And when the pressure is on, we're going to find out what happens. Let's go.
Here we go. Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the bull ring. That's some great moves there.
We were in the bull ring together. I shot the first loop with you there.
That's right.
Yeah, this is one of...
Can you imagine that, Atiba? Over 20 years ago, you and I were in the actual bull ring together.
Yeah.
You were shooting me riding this ramp. What if I told you that then that we're going to be watching people kill it on a video game?
Wow. Doing a 900 to 360 burial heal. Yeah, I would not have thought that. Life takes its turns. Yeah, the Bones Ripper is so good.
The only thing that really is the big difference in this map than when we actually skated the bull ring is that there was no bull.
Yes.
I think I just saw me on the deck there.
Yeah, I think you're just hanging out judging. Like,
judging.
It's amazing that this is the finals for them. Do you think they're feeling the pressure that you felt when you were winning X Games?
I don't know. You know what's funny about this though? I was so intent on making a 900 on that ramp while we were there, and I didn't do it.
No.
I couldn't do it. And I hadn't made one yet.
Well, how many tricks now that you have this map are you able to redo since you didn't do them then? 900 being
All
one,
of them.
right?
All of them. And I can finally do inward heels. Oh, maybe a method backflip too.
Oh!
Missy flip, you see that? Oh,
Yeah.
he just got trampled.
We didn't have that bull back then. What, how soon after did you do the 900?
That was just a little over a year after that.
Wow, that front crook is nice. I love the tech. I love the tech.
Yeah, the grinding on the edge.
Wow, everyone's getting greedy. I love it. Do you
know.
get greedy in contests or do you keep it safe?
I try to get at least 1 or 2 runs under my, like, just to have at least one on the board for a good score. You know, kind of as a backup, and then if I made one clean run, I just go for it. Take all the risk. I don't know. Sometimes you just get in that groove.
Yeah, where
You
you just feel
it. You get the flow. You're on point. And it's just like, oh, everything's gonna work. Like Andy right now. Look at that, 377,000.
Yeah, he got real greedy and it worked. Wow!
Oh, this is gonna be the one right here.
Don't fail,
Better land it. Better land it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
my
no!
God, greedy. Got greedy in the
closing
final.
on a mill right there.
Yeah, there was 2 mil. Oh, that hurts. That hurt. Look at him go. Now, these combos are just...
Wow.
They are just wild. Here we go. Here we go. Into the crowd. Into the crowd. Bones Ripper.
Oh no.
The
$1.5 million right there. Just down
left
the
on the
drain. That's the
table.
worst thing is it shows you. We show you the score just to insult you with it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ooh,
1.5.
That's nice.
Clean make. That could be the winner right there.
Yeah, that was insane. Here we go. Back to it. It's amazing how the bull ring is, with this map, you can just go in that circle. You know, I mean, that's the funnest thing about the game with combos
absolutely.
is finding something you can stay on, you know.
I don't know if you remember the Rio level. I think it was in 3 or 4.
Yes.
But,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's the one you could go round and round like this and just kill it.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Damn,
sick.
that Missy flip is risky in the middle of everything.
Oh, he did it. He loves the Missy flip. He owns it.
Some big combos simultaneously happening
right now. I want to see someone hit the loop. Come on, Manny.
Yeah, it doesn't really multiply your score that much. Oh, watch out. Here we go.
Yeah. Justin, let's go. Andy, don't load, Andy.
Oh
He loves
man.
the Misty.
Times 52. Are we going 3 mil combo? Oh!
Oh. Oh. Wow, the judo was sick.
Judo's a risky move because it changes your. You can't tell if you're going straight or not.
Yeah,
I'm talking about in the
100%.
game.
All the time I'm coming back into transition, not knowing where I'm at.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Whoa!
Wow,
handstand on the
that was good notes. Wow. Come on, Tyler. I love seeing how in the zone they are. Don't forget to blink, Carlos.
Yeah, I was on fire there.
Yes. Trick attack. Wow.
I love that you got to start on the vert ramp. That's the way
Yeah.
all games should be. Start on the vert ramp.
And street cores. Everyone's an ATV and Tony Hawk Pro Skater, that's for sure. Gotta skate it all. I love how much manis are incorporated in the game.
Yeah. You got a manual. That's the link.
Oh. It's cool seeing what each player does and knows is their go-to. You know,
Right.
Tyler's great on the inward heel. That's his go-to.
Tyler was coming up on 3 mil right there.
Yeah.
See what that combo was. Is he still doing it?
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so. What is the highest score? Do we know this? Is there a Guinness?
Andy THPS is widely known as probably the best THPS player. So good at it that he got hired by Neversoft out of high school.
That's right.
And he's still killing it. I'm pretty sure I saw him post a 30 mil combo.
30 mil.
30 mil.
My gosh. Did he have the whole combo recorded?
I'm sure he did. I think he's
I gotta
gonna stream it too.
I'm gonna DM him.
Oh, watch out here!
Yeah, here we go.
Damn.
I know.
Combos are just
It's
happening
getting-
simultaneously. Oh
Yeah,
no!
it's so much going on at the same time.
Yes.
So much holding on. The other thing too is hold it. Oh
Dude,
wow!
that
Look
is
at
a
that hold.
risky move.
Look at that hold.
Just land it. Just land it.
Don't get greedy. Yes.
All right. 400,000. That's solid.
That's solid. That's solid. But
Yeah.
you know, this is a pretty aggressive.
heated, man.
Wow, that I love a good method.
The thing that's amazing to me is that these combos don't look pre-planned in terms of where they're
No.
gonna go with it.
No, they're just going where it takes them. Like, how
Yeah,
is
like
that
that-
off the side of the
That's
ring?
a lot of obstacles to be dodging and
Totally.
grinding.
Wow,
Ooh,
1 mil. Tyler! Skipping the loop, straight to the ramp. Oh, you know it's heartbreak when they set down that Manny knowing they're hitting restart. Like,
Yeah.
this is heartbreak.
Oh, up into the stands.
Oh!
Can't go in the stands.
Tyler with 900. Wow.
First rule of being a bullfighter is you can't go into the stands.
Absolutely.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
Justin's not afraid of those walls, man.
No, Justin is fearless. He has no fear. No buttons. Okay.
Graffiti is. You know what I
Graffiti.
figured out about graffiti recently, actually, is that it's better to go try to find the really weird obstacles out of the way. Because it's only a matter of your score, you know, it's just 1 point for one obstacle. So if you're sitting here
Yeah.
trying to do crazy combos, you're only getting one obstacle in that process. So
Exactly.
go deep, find the stuff that no one's gonna hit,
Yeah,
so you can
yeah.
claim it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, they've got to look outside the box, outside the bull ring. Find those
Yeah, like
places.
no one's climbed the vert ramp yet.
Yeah,
Go
at
hit the
all.
vert ramp
Roll
real
in.
quick.
It's also amazing to see how much has been hit. You're like, okay, what's left? What's left? Because a lot is Got a lot, but I see right there to the right. You're like,
Yeah, you can see like the vert ramp's just untouched,
Yeah,
as vert
untouched.
ramps are usually.
yes, that is in the mid '90s, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What were you doing when vert ramps were untouched?
Trying to find them. I was repairing them. That's what I was doing. I was repairing them so that they were skatable. Ooh,
Totally.
that's a good line right there. Tyler
is.
just claimed so much right there.
So much unclaimed territory. Tyler putting a flag in so many
Ooh,
things.
Justin just turned some colors to his.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot is filled.
I'm seeing a
But
lot of
there
purple
is-
right now.
It's open. Like, come on.
900.
Yeah.
Look at those corner pipes.
Yeah,
Birdhouse corner pipe.
That's like easy. Right there,
That's
the
the
rail.
vert ramp. Just like real
Oh
life.
my
No one
God.
likes the vert ramp.
Tyler.
Watch out. Tyler's just
Oh.
cleaning up.
Totally.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
The rail.
Smart move, Justin. Wow. Come on, clock's ticking. Only 20 more seconds.
Okay, I want to know how Carlos knew that the bull was behind him. Because he seemed to ollie as it came
Yeah.
to charge him.
Very
Someone just
comfortable with the bull run.
I was just sitting on the ground right there, and someone just ollied over me.
Yeah. Oh! Dodging bulls. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, there you go. Tyler had the techniques.
Creator. Wow, that was amazing. Heart pumping action. Graffiti's fun that way. It's a whole different rush.
I can feel that disappointment too in those combos on the end. But Tyler had the best approach to the graffiti mode. Just to
Yes.
get all around. Don't worry about the crazy combo. Just
No.
claim it.
Claim it. Put your stake in it. Put the flag
That's
in it.
Yes.
Tag it.
All right, well, hang tight, everyone. We're going to be right back with the final scores and the winners when we return.
Welcome back, everyone. We are still live at PAX Arena, and the final results are in. After 6 maps, the winner and the grand champion of the OMEN Underground presents Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 tournament is Tyler Lagasse, aka Tyler Lasagna. He put up an incredible performance, so let's get him in here and congratulate him on that.
Tyler, the master, congratulations. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I want to know, what do you think was your secret weapon to winning that?
Secret weapon all the way was not to be greedy, had to land combos. I couldn't be greedy with, as comfortable as I was with the combos, had to land them, had to play it safe. I think that's the way to go.
I think Ateem and I were both watching, and as you start going into the 45 times multiplier, both of us were saying, just land it. And you were landing it more often than not, and here you are, the winner. So
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because I just didn't want you to get greedy because it was like, hold on. But tell me this, Tyler, when did you first start playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and did you ever think you were going to win a contest and have the man, Tony Hawk, congratulate you on it?
I started when I was with Pro Skater 2 when I was younger, and no, absolutely not. I didn't think I'd be here today competing in a tournament and meeting and talking to you guys. This is unbelievable, and I'm super thankful.
All right, awesome. Congratulations also from my side. That was really cool to watch, and I can imagine this is a pretty cool moment for you, but how would you say the game and gaming in general has positively impacted your life so far?
The Tony Hawk games in general have impacted my life unbelievably positively. It's just, I've met so many people through the games. I've met so many of my now best friends through the games, and playing it, just, I can't be any happier. I'm so glad it's back.
Well, I hope you enjoy it and keep crushing it. I mean, I'd be afraid if I have to play against you any of these days. Congratulations, Tyler. You'll, of course, be getting a full spread of OMEN hardware as an award for winning. And on top of that, OMEN will also be donating PC setups to the charity of your choice. So that's, I think, a great little gift for you to have. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank everybody involved. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you everyone for watching. We had an absolute blast putting on the show for you, and also a very special thank you to Tony and Atiba for joining us, as well as to Fickle and Cup and Noodle for casting all of the games today. Tremendous performance by them. And last but not least, a huge shout out to OMEN for making all of this happen. As I said, it's been a blast, and we'll catch you on the flip side.